All right, there you go.
It's hard to believe this is how we are starting this broadcast tonight, Tony.
It's really amazing. And Don, I know you anticipated this happening. Takeshita,
The only man, Tony, that never suffered a loss in the Continental Classic in all three tournaments in the group stage.
absolutely. And so now, Don, as we start this match, what do you expect out of this?
Takeshita was a day one member of the Don Callis family.
So you're thinking that Takeshita going to win, right?
No, I don't play favorites.
He's like, fuck friends. Let's wrestle. All right, man.
Tentative start, but a collar and elbow tie-up. Takeshita, as you mentioned, Brian, winning the G1 Climax tournament, round-robin tournament, similar to the Continental Classic earlier this year in New Japan Pro Wrestling, which he parlayed into a shot at the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship.
These guys, they're doing this start very tentatively. Usually you see Takeshita come out hot right up front.
You see Takeshita's victories throughout the tournament, his 13 points setting the high watermark of any competitor. Roderick Strong, John Moxley, all falling to Takeshita. The lone drop points for Takeshita came in the draw with Claudio Castagnoli, both men leaving us with 1 point each, then bouncing back from the draw with victories over Orange Cassidy and Mascara Dorada to close out the tournament in a record-setting 13 points.
When you see those names pass by that Takeshita beat Excalibur, you see how tremendous of a competitor he is. I mean, what a run that was.
He's had great coaching the whole time.
Takeshita and Okada, very tentative start here, Brian.
I think this pace favors Okada. You know, he's been in a lot of these long matches, a lot of these tournament styles, semifinals and finals. Well, we saw a clean break from Takeshita earlier. Let's see if we get one from Okada.
Clean break.
That's good teamwork right there.
Up to the midsection.
Not teamwork on that one, Don.
Nothing illegal about that.
No, I agree.
The one difference from the group stage here in the semifinals and finals, there are no time limits. There must be a winner. To the midsection by Okada. And Brian, having been in this situation before, competing in the semifinals, is it something where, oh, wait a second, Rainmaker! Early, but Takeshita. Swing and a miss. Okada, the uppercut. Takeshita.
That damn kick.
Brings the boot up into the jaw. Hammer throws Takeshita.
What a leap. Strong legs getting him up in the air. Don, you're cheering each and every move by both men here.
I'm just so in awe of the talent and the family and these two. It's just a joy. I would have paid money to come and sit and watch this here tonight with you.
Brian, the question I was going to pose to you is, having been in the semifinals, is it something where you just go for broke? You wrestle like you don't have another match tonight, or is it something where you want to leave something left in the tank for the finals?
Well, you have to go for broke. Because if you don't go for broke and you lose the semifinals match, as I did, then you don't make it to the finals. Look at this. Great submission hold from Takeshita. Manipulating multiple joints.
Okada, though, using his length, getting that boot on the bottom rope to force the break.
And we got a clean break out of that.
Another clean break from Takeshita.
Yep.
Okada, he was holding that right arm close to the body. Oh, no. Okada lured in Takeshita. But instead, Okada sent hard into the barricade.
Okada just so savvy. In and out of the ring.
Takeshita on the move.
Head first.
Takeshita going face first into the seat of that steel chair. And a mischievous on the face of the Rainmaker, who just spiked Takeshita on the crown of his head.
Yeah, just like I talked about, it seems like Okada is one step ahead every time he wrestles. Stoic look on the face, doesn't seem to get flustered. He's amazing.
And Tony, that's why Okada's such a great tournament wrestler. He won last year's Continental Classic. defeating Will Ospreay in an incredible match.
He's won the G1 4 times. Just amazing.
I mean, that's the incredible thing about this matchup right here. We've got the defending G1 winner from this year and the defending Continental Classic winner from last year, and they're facing off in the semifinals.
Yeah, this very easily could have been a final round match if the group stage played out slightly differently. And Kazuchika Okada, he finished the 2025 Continental Classic Gold League in the runner-up position, picking up victories over Jack Perry, Pac, and on the final night of the tournament, Speedball Mike Bailey. Okada, the neck breaker on Takeshita, but no sense of urgency, at least yet, as cocky cover there.
I don't know what that was about.
I think I can say with some degree of certainty that Okada wants to try to get Takeshita to lose his temper.
I think he's done a pretty good job of it right now.
When you're angry, you make mistakes. Now, that was not a mistake.
And Okada offering up his jaw.
I think that's a mistake. Takeshita has some of the hardest elbows in all of professional wrestling. Beautiful DDT by Okada, but no follow-up.
Look at that face, just so calm, confident.
Well, he's been in these situations since he was, 19 years old? I mean, Okada,
lateral press, cover made, but Takeshita able to kick out.
But Okada is now in a bit of role reversal where he's not the young guy trying to make his place in history. He is the older guy, the more experienced guy, trying to hold on to that position.
Maybe that's why we've been seeing him act the way he's acting. He's jealous that he's not the young guy anymore. He's upset.
Well, those are your words. I think he's just very confident. He's just very confident because he's the best tournament wrestler of all time. It's not a gimmick. That's what he is.
I know, and we agree with that. I was just asking the question here.
Don, in this match, from your perspective, can you be honest with us? Who do you think has the advantage?
Well, Brian, right now I would say Okada has the advantage. Okada has won this tournament before, so you'd be hard-pressed not to say he doesn't have the advantage.
Takeshita, look at that strike!
Buster by the Alpha. But if you talk about power and speed, I would say Takeshita has a slight edge, Brian.
Got it in the
A
bag.
slight edge in power? I would say a lot more than slight.
Hey, you're the expert.
We see that strength of Takeshita and the sheer drop driving. Not quite the sheer drop, but still a brainbuster nonetheless. And now Takeshita pouring on the punishment with the elbow strikes, but Okada reverses. Takeshita misses that one, but does not miss the Hurricane.
Takeshita feeling it right now.
Okada smartly rolling out of balance, getting a break. Stopping that momentum.
Takeshita
Don't do that.
building it up.
Okada on the floor.
Fans are cheering Takeshita. They love it.
I can't believe Takeshita did that. That was crazy. I've never seen him do that before.
Takeshita certainly has a huge following.
He does. Indeed.
Very likable young man, great athlete, tremendous
Oh
wrestler.
my.
Taking a look at that title right now.
That's why his association with you, Don, is so
Tremendous.
it's so crazy,
Puzzling.
puzzling.
But right now, the Alpha has the Rainmaker, has the EW Continental Champion, the Unified Champion at his mercy as he goes flying in.
No defense in that at all.
He goes over the top into the lateral press. 1, 2.
Takeshita now using that power advantage to manhandle Okada.
And even that big boot in the corner comes with such high impact. I think the only person that has such high impact moves as Takeshita would be Kyle Fletcher in all of AEW.
Oh, look at Takeshita going after the eyes, or excuse me, Okada going after the eyes of Takeshita to force the break.
Takeshi's killing it.
Yeah, that was his only recourse because right now, at least up until that moment, Brian, Okada was getting dominated. You don't see it that much.
I'm so proud of both of these young men, I'll tell you that.
Okada boot up into the jaw to Takeshita. Now the boots once again sending Takeshita backwards. Tries for a third time. Bandera up, no. Instead, Okada. Neck breaker.
And Okada following up those DDTs earlier. He is focused on the neck of Takeshita.
Okada's so good at picking his spots, and like you said, Don, Okada's got tremendous focus. And you can see he's focusing on Takeshita's neck right now.
He's taking what Takeshita's given him to an extent. He's not overextending, trying to go after that neck. He's taking it as it comes.
Okada, elbow drop. But instead of going for a pinfall attempt, he gets to his feet, surveys the sold-out crowd here in Chicago and does that.
The finger.
That is mind-boggling. It's always been that way to me. Why he would do something like that.
Hey, bro, chill.
Look at this.
Bro, chill.
Oh, right to the point of the chin.
Yes, sir. That rocked Okada, but he's coming back, guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think this is a bad strategy for Okada. I wouldn't want to go toe-to-toe with Takeshita like this.
I agree with you.
Takeshita, 3 shots.
No, he playing.
Okada rocked.
He's
And
playing.
Takeshita challenging Okada to stand up. Okada with a smile on his face.
Exchanging elbow strikes. Okada changes tack. Goes for an uppercut, 2 in a row. Maybe and now Takeshita goes down to his knees. Okada, perhaps thinking tombstone pile driver. Takeshita has no intentions of finding out.
Okada needs to get those hips underneath. Look at this power.
Okada kicks the legs, turns things around.
He got you.
But now overhooks on the leg. Drives down Okada.
It's tremendous.
Suplex center of the ring.
What a freaking match. And listener fans.
Listen to the crowd.
Takeshita with Okada lined up. No, Okada counters. And Okada, look out now, look out now.
Oh, dear.
The Rainmaker button
What a sequence that was.
He's not playing.
counter wrestling at its finest from the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita.
Here it is again. Take a look at this count. Let's not forget, gentlemen, the winner of this has to come back and wrestle again tonight.
And that's after having competed in the whole entire Continental Classic. These guys' bodies have been put through the ringer already.
5 incredibly tough matches in less than a month. And then to walk into World's End and potentially have to wrestle 2 more times against world-class competition. Takeshita, power, no. Okada intercepts. Okada, no. Okada slips free underneath.
Not just worried, Don, scared.
Still hanging on to Okada.
But Okada maintained control of Takeshita's wrist. But Okada, where is his head at? Has his confidence been completely shaken? Or does he know that he... Whoa! Again, the elbow strike drops Okada to his knees. And a rolling lariat, no. Instead, backslide. Control of the wrist underneath. Goes Takeshita, backslide again. The men separate, and now Takeshita closes the distance. Nobody home. German.
What a German!
Up in the air and down to the back of the head.
Damn German suplex.
Oftentimes, Okada will hold on to these German suplexes and then finish them off trying to go for the Rainmaker.
Yeah, you notice Takeshita got that right hand up. Looked like he was reaching for the rope, but I think he's trying to protect himself from that wrist control.
He's going for it here, Brian.
Rainmaker. drop kick.
He's still
Takeshita to
standing.
his feet, swinging a miss.
The man drop kick.
Again.
He gonna get your ass up.
It's just the opening match.
Uh-oh. He got you.
Rainmaker
Oh, kick.
blocked.
Whoa. Damn.
That was a nasty landing for Okada.
It really was. Here it comes.
On the knee. Is it over? 1, 2, 3. Oh, this should have been 3.
Able to kick out.
Many of the fans thought that was a 3, but Paul Turner was right on it.
That's as close as I've ever seen to a 3.
Okada, defending Continental Classic winner, and having defended the Continental title 16 times, is not going to go down easy tonight.
And remember, after this, Jon Moxley and Kyle Fletcher will battle it out for the other spot in the finals. But right now, Okada frees himself from a potential raging fire by Takeshita. Back elbow, and Okada. What's happening? The knee to the back of the head. Okada
Wait.
ducks underneath the Rainmaker attempt by Takeshita. Rainmaker. And
Did you see that?
Okada just used a screwdriver. And the
No!
referee didn't see it.
Damn.
What happened?
What happened?
This man said what happened. He got hit with a screwdriver. That's what happened. This man acting like he didn't see what happened.
Anybody knows about a screwdriver is Don Callis.
He put it in his pants.
I cannot believe what we just witnessed. Behind the referee's back, Kazuchika Okada, the screwdriver into the head of Takeshita. And now, for a second consecutive year, Kazuchika Okada will be one half of the finals of the Continental Classic.
This man's cool.
There's the evidence disposed of.
These two gonna win.
Don Callis telling Okada, great job.
Don had to see it. We were watching the monitors the whole time. He knows what happened, does Callis.
And realization setting in for Konosuke Takeshita.
That's just a fun,
Denied a spot in the finals.
Brutal.
Not just denied, stolen by Kazuchika Okada.
Terrible end. It was a phenomenal match, Excalibur.
We know that Kazuchika Okada will be one half of the Continental Classic Finals, but coming up next, Kyle Fletcher, the winner of the Gold League, will face the runner-up of the Blue League, Jon Moxley. The winner of this match will meet Kazuchika Okada in the finals of the Continental Classic later on tonight. But now, Fletcher, Moxley, one-on-one.
Sometimes it feels like the whole world is on my shoulders. That's the only thing that feels right. This is just how I'm built.
Moxley coming off a dismal run of form, the worst we've ever seen in his AEW career.
I like the Continental Classic. Everything gets laid bare.
Moxley knows what's at stake here. It's about the Continental Classic, but it's so much bigger for him.
When it's over, I left it all out there. All of it.
Last year I was the Blue League winner, and this year I take home Gold League. Whoever's next, good luck.
Kyle Fletcher is overconfident. He's going to get in trouble.
I'm still the Chrono Star. Tonight changes nothing.
If there's one grain of sand left in the hourglass, I can still score. I live for this.
Jon Moxley moves on.
Continental Classic season stops for nobody.
60 seconds. Can Kyle Fletcher do it?
Just like I said I was going to.
Kyle Fletcher, can you get it done? It really counts. No room for error, no mistakes. Every instinct, everything in my body. I want.
Mox, this is everything to me. This year I win the whole damn thing.
This is a semi-final match in the Continental Classic that will one fall. It's
Kazuchika Okada in the finals of the 2025 Continental Classic. We're on the verge of finding out, but once more, let's check in with Renee Paquette.
Kyle Fletcher has been so laser focused on this matchup with Jon Moxley. He couldn't even be concerned with the previous semifinals matchup, even though it featured two of his very best friends and Don Callis family members. Instead, he has been in deep watching all of Jon Moxley's previous C2 matchups. He said tonight he has to be prepared mentally just as much as physically and willing to push things that much farther than Jon Moxley.
Kyle Fletcher feeling confident. He has been in this position before. He's made it to the semifinals. The Continental Classic for a second consecutive year. But can he better last year's results?
Only in the Continental Classic are you going to see matches like we have here tonight. Just amazing. The competition that AEW brings you each and every week, twice a week in the pay-per-views.
Iteration of the Continental Classic, Jon Moxley reached the final round, but ultimately was defeated by Eddie Kingston. Is tonight Jon Moxley's night, Brian? He seems locked in.
He does seem locked in, but it's interesting to note that usually when he's doing his entrance, we see Marina Shafir in the back, slapping him in the face to warm him up. We didn't see Marina at all back there. I wonder if there's a reason why.
Yeah, that's a good question. Here's another question. I think it's a burning question. How much will Jon Moxley's ankle come into play? You know, at least you would think that Kyle Fletcher's going to focus on that. At least most would.
Kyle Fletcher light on his feet, awaiting the arrival of the four-time former AEW World Champion.
Interesting. Jon Moxley has spent most of the year plus being hated, but he's getting a little bit of applause from part of the crowd here in Chicago.
You know, Brian, a couple of weeks ago, we had here on our programs Jon Moxley talking about his efforts in the Continental Classic, and I think a lot of fans identified with that. Not giving up, not backing down.
Brian,
I wonder if part of it, too, is that because of the Continental Classic rules, there's been no Death Rider interference. We haven't seen some of the usual Death Rider shenanigans.
This match, like our first, no time limit. It is a semifinal round match in 2025 Continental Classic. There must be a winner. There must be someone to go on to face Kazuchika Okada later on tonight in the final round match.
Jon Moxley is smart, man. He is going to be very tentative, very cautious about going in against Kyle Fletcher. That's the ultimate, I think, show of respect.
And Tony, notable by his absence is Don Callis, who was supposed to be joining us here at the desk for this match, but may be busy attempting to quell some tensions within the Don Callis family that may have arose from our first bout.
Yeah, that's a good point. I just wonder what's going on backstage right now. Should be very interesting.
Standing switch by Fletcher. But Moxley switches around on his own. Fletcher. Break free the waistlock. Gripping at the finger of Jon Moxley. And Brian, you know Jon Moxley better than most people. And despite how your full-time in-ring career ended, Jon Moxley, I think, has got to be, in my opinion, the favorite in this match. I wonder if you share the same.
You know, I'm not really sure. 1 year ago, Kyle Fletcher was in the semifinals of the Continental Classic. He lost that match against Will Ospreay. But look at how much Kyle Fletcher has progressed in 2025. And also you look at how much Moxley has fallen from the top of the mountain, from being AEW World Champion to now look at the number of times he's not only lost, but tapped out, given up in matches. You have two men here on opposite paths. And I honestly don't see how Jon Moxley pulls this one off.
Yeah.
Kyle Fletcher has been so incredible in 2025.
Sports Illustrated named him the Breakout Wrestler of the Year among the 10 awards AEW garnered in the Sports Illustrated Wrestling Awards of 2025, including Promotion of the Year.
Right now, it's Kyle Fletcher slowing this pace down, trying to frustrate Jon Moxley, and by my estimation, he's doing a good job of it. So we see Kyle Fletcher's victories in the tournament. And Fletcher underneath the bottom rope. Yeah, turns back to Moxley. Now Moxley in pursuit.
You know what? Fletcher should have known. I mean, we all knew that this wasn't going to last. That Moxley would get chased.
Yeah, you should never turn your back on Jon Moxley, even if you're his friend.
He found out the hard way.
In this very arena, as a matter of fact. Moxley with the Jonas line.
Just drove Fletcher's face into our announce desk. I'm not sure if that was by intention or by accident. He did so right in front of Bryan Danielson, but the powers of Fletcher delivered the scoop and the slam on Moxley.
That scoop slam, Excalibur, was with ease.
We've talked about it numerous times. Kyle Fletcher has one of the best body slams in all of professional wrestling, the impact. And now he's really taken it to Jon Moxley.
Fletcher turned his glance for a moment at the AEW Continental Championship belt, positioned here in front of our desk. Punishing chop delivered. Brian, you talked about the losses, the tap-outs that Jon Moxley suffered. I think throughout this tournament, though, maybe we've seen Moxley get his confidence back. And I think that's in large part to succeeding on his own merits, not relying on the Death Riders.
I would agree with that statement. I think he's gotten back to the Jon Moxley of old. I mean, look at this. Taking punishment, not afraid to take the punishment and dishing it right back out.
Hammer thrown to the corner, followed up. Clothesline, Fletcher sent to the floor by Moxley.
Moxley's going to go out.
Moxley in pursuit of Fletcher. Very dangerous position for Kyle Fletcher to...
Was the elbow or the shoulder? I'm not sure. Whatever.
And the hip of Fletcher most certainly striking the barricade as Moxley. The boot into the jaw of Fletcher, and then Fletcher once again falling into the barricade. Moxley just rolled underneath the bottom rope to break the referee's count. It is still a 10 count on the floor. Moxley, he could advance to the finals via a count out.
But you know Mox, he doesn't want to win via count out. He never has.
He wants to be decisive. He wants to destroy his opponent.
Fletcher, elbow strike on the outside.
I mean, these two guys are two of the hardest hitters in all of AEW. These elbow strikes back and forth. So much impact. If I'm Kyle Fletcher, I don't think I want to stay on the floor. I want to get Jon Moxley in the ring.
He's trying to maneuver those steps. I think a lot of times.
Leg of Moxley.
Oh, that's going to change things.
Trapped in between the steps. Remember that injury that Moxley picked up? That was exacerbated throughout the tournament. Now, potentially could end not just the night, but end the tournament for Jon Moxley. Fletcher
Goes.
A drop kick. Moxley, the leg sandwiched in between the steps and the ring post.
Yeah, Bryce Remsburg doing all he can to get him back in the ring, but he's not finished.
Kyle Fletcher was taking his time early in the match. I think now is the time to press his advantage.
Well, let's recall a Christmas collision that he was against the clock in his final match with Jack Perry. He had to rush to get it done in that 20-minute time limit. About 19 and a half minutes, he got the win. But tonight there is no time limit.
Kyle Fletcher pulling off that victory just under the wire.
Yes, sir.
And now attacking the ankle of John Moxley. We saw how heavily that ankle of Moxley, Brian, how heavily it was damaged by Kyle O'Reilly in their battle. That O'Reilly ended up winning, forcing John Moxley to tap out. But
You would have to think, to that point, Excalibur, you would have to think that Kyle Fletcher's been training with Josh Alexander.
Yes.
Another master of the ankle lock.
That's a great call.
and a fellow member of the Don Callis family is wrenching back on the leg as Moxley, see a little trickle of blood coming from the mouth of John Moxley.
That was more on the knee than the ankle, I would think. I guess it hurt every part of the leg.
Well, that reverse Indian deathlock attacks both the knee and the ankle.
Okay.
Fletcher swiping at the back of Moxley's leg with the kick and again wrenching on the ankle as Moxley in trouble here.
One thing if I'm Kyle Fletcher that I'd be wary of is turning your back on John Moxley. John Moxley can cinch on that sleeper or bulldog choke from any position, so Kyle Fletcher just has to be careful.
Fletcher covers hooks the leg, but just a 2 count for Moxley.
Moxley was holding that leg, you notice that, and left the face open, and Kyle connected.
Fletcher perhaps thinking single leg crab. Indeed he does. As Moxley flattened out, and Fletcher a bit surprised how well Fletcher has been able to dictate the pace of this match against John Moxley. Moxley, I'm not sure, but may have suffered a broken tooth. That's where that blood is coming from. I'm not sure if the camera's caught a look at that, but nonetheless, he was able to power his way out with those kicks. Answers with a cutter. John Moxley found that cutter just when he needed it most, and Fletcher doing a good job of trying to create some distance between himself and Moxley, but Moxley
On one leg.
hobbling, and the tope, but his leg got caught up on the ropes, and you saw John Moxley immediately clutching that left knee.
I think that dive hurt John Moxley just as much as it hurt Kyle Fletcher.
Yeah, it was a mistake. I don't think there's any question. I think we all agree on that. But Moxley didn't give it to him. He's back to his feet. What a fighter.
But I mean, that's the kind of wrestler that John Moxley was when people fell in love with him. The guy who would push through pain, the guy who would do anything it takes to win. But look at Fletcher!
Michinoku driver, center of the ring. 2-0. And if Moxley is somehow able to defeat Kyle Fletcher in this match, Tony, that means John Moxley will be going into a final round match with Kazuchika Okada on one leg, essentially.
With a bad wheel, absolutely. I talked about this when we saw the first match. He's got to come back and wrestle again. For John Moxley, if he can get through this, it's going to be tough. Even for Kyle Fletcher, he's got to... Listen, I think there's plenty of this match to go.
Fletcher lines up, but Moxley out of the corner.
Not able to get the power that he usually gets with that clothesline. I think because of the damage to the ankle.
Oh, look at this, Moxley.
Brian, I think you've got the right of it. Moxley is not able to generate enough power with the damage to the leg, and instead, ducks underneath Fletcher, and timing got him.
But even in hitting that clothesline, I mean, the angle of John Moxley's ankle, look at, if we can see it there. Oh, we can't see it in that replay. But the torque on John Moxley's ankle, even just delivering that clothesline.
Yeah, I think we saw at the end of it, the fans encouraging John to get up. Isn't it amazing where we were at the beginning of 2025, and now we see a smattering of fans. Look at this. Cheer for John Moxley.
Look at his ankle.
Just amazing.
Moxley trying to will himself on.
Listen, the fans behind. The fans appreciate effort, regardless. And you get it from Moxley each and every time. Oh, good God. I don't think Kyle's going to win this striking contest, even Moxley with a bad win. Just my thought here.
I kind of disagree with you, Tony. I mean, there was a time when betting against John Moxley in AEW would be a fool's game. But Kyle Fletcher just hits so hard.
He did that time. You are right, Brian.
Moxley explodes out. Drop kick out of the corner. Bad leg be damned, Moxley. I think Moxley, the urgency perhaps setting in as he's got Fletcher lined up in the corner and hammering down with those right hands.
Right to the temple.
Oh, Moxley hit hard over the apron. Look at this.
Awkward landing for Moxley as Fletcher shucked him off outside of the ring. And now Fletcher running the kick, caught, and now Moxley able to turn the momentum against Kyle Fletcher.
The desperation move that it worked. What is Moxley going to do here?
Moxley went for the stomp, but instead Fletcher able to avoid it. Answered with a kick, and now
Kyle Fletcher so dangerous on the apron. Oh my God!
Moxley's got to be done. Just rolling in the ring. I can't believe he's setting up.
the lights are on, but nobody is home for John Moxley.
Now Fletcher could just roll in the ring, I think, and win on the count out.
Fletcher, who's beaten numerous people with his brainbuster, just gave John Moxley the brainbuster on the highest part of the ring.
And look at that! Fletcher just demanded that referee Bryce Ringsford get back in the ring and begin the 10 count.
Smart move, get it over with.
A count out is just as good as a pinfall or submission for Kyle Fletcher.
And I would have to think Kyle Fletcher feels really good if he can win this match, because he beat Okada in the group stage of the Continental Classic this year.
With Moxley's
not moving.
He is completely stunned.
Got three.
Now finally rolls to his stomach.
Up to 8.
And he's got a bad wheel. Can he get in?
And Moxley beats the count, but Fletcher on the attack. Fletcher moves, waiting for him.
Oh, John!
The Liger bomb, 1, 2, Moxley! Not out of this one yet.
Left arm was not covered up by Fletcher in that leg.
But Fletcher sits back. The single leg crab.
Can Kyle Fletcher get John Moxley to tap out?
We've seen it more time in the last few months than we have in John Moxley's entire AEW career. Will he give up here tonight?
If I'm Kyle Fletcher, I switch to the ankle lock.
Oh, now Fletcher wrenching. Oh my God, wrenching back, but Moxley. Look at that. Fletcher overcommitted. And now Moxley, the bulldog, just as you said, Brian. It's next Fletcher. And Fletcher's face turning purple. Kyle Fletcher fading. Does he have an answer? Does he have an escape?
He may be able to get to that rope with that back leg.
Oh, you see Kyle Fletcher's trying to grab Mox's ankle. And Mox had to let go.
Oh, there you go. There's the counter.
And there it is. To the ankle lock.
The ankle lock. He sits down.
Oh, but Fletcher doesn't have it all right.
He is wrenching on it, though.
There he goes. There he has the proper grip.
That's not Kyle
But John Moxley.
Look, he got his ass up. Don't smack him.
Oh, Moxley, can he make it to the rope? Can he make the escape? Or will Fletcher
Oh, hell no!
pop the leg of
Hell no,
Moxley?
Kyle! Hell no! Kyle, you fooling!
Fletcher
You
wrenching
damn
at Moxley,
fool!
swiping
You
desperately,
damn fool!
madly.
You damn
Trying to
fool!
maneuver to the ropes, but Fletcher, oh, he does make it.
John's going crazy!
For John Moxley. Holy hell.
You can see John Moxley didn't want to give Kyle Fletcher the satisfaction of making him get to the ropes, but he felt like he absolutely had to.
He did, Brian.
is something I never.
No.
Something I thought I might never, ever hear again is a crowd chanting in unison for Jon Moxley.
Especially after you think about the beginning of this year. Boy, things kind of changed in one match.
Fletcher, perhaps some frustration spilling out of Kyle Fletcher. The repeated stops to the face. Moxley breathing heavy. And Fletcher, though, with the advantage, deposits Moxley on the top turnbuckle.
And we've seen Kyle Fletcher deliver that brainbuster onto the top turnbuckle from the top rope. But Mox able to get free.
Jon Moxley, he was in jail.
Moxley, now butting Fletcher. Perhaps the last gasp from Jon Moxley. He gets to his feet underneath Fletcher and just sends Fletcher awkward landing on the top turnbuckle.
John needed a second to regather himself that time, and he did. Oh, you know what's coming up here, don't you?
Moxley underneath the chin of Kyle Fletcher, but it's in the ropes. The submission would not count in that position, but maybe he was trying to dim the lights just a little bit.
That's what he was trying to do.
Oh my gosh, what is he going to do here?
The avalanche cutthroat suplex. Kyle Fletcher came down square on the top of his head.
Square on the top of his head. And you can see Bryce Remsburg, the referee, checking on Kyle Fletcher. I'm not sure we need... I wonder if we need more than Bryce Remsburg. We might need a doctor.
Oh, here it is again.
Look at
Bryce.
No
this.
way he survived this.
Oh,
Oh my God.
And he's still standing?
If he can, here it is again for another angle. Oh, that's the angle we
He's
watched.
still standing.
It's amazing that Fletcher is even trying to roll up and get up on his knees. Look at this.
Kyle don't
Fletcher
care.
up to his own. Now drops down. Moxley. I think Moxley might smell the blood in the water. The stop Fletcher.
Is it over?
Gentlemen, we are about 19 minutes into this match. The semifinals, of course, there's no time limit. Was it be a regular league match, we would be right at the time limit. But on it goes with these two warriors. I mean, on it goes. Look at this.
Jon Moxley, bad leg and all. Now looking for the cover. The leg of Fletcher's hooked, but no, Fletcher tilts. Crucifix. Oh! And Fletcher somehow to his feet. Moxley. Fletcher counters the half and half. The knee strike to the jaw. The hands were down. But Moxley won.
Oh my God.
This is crazy.
The crowd.
John's going mad.
How much does it mean to these two?
John, don't turn
to
around,
get
bro.
to the Continental
Don't turn
Finals?
around. Oh, he kicked you. Oh, no.
Here he goes.
Oh, no. John. John, reverse. Oh, damn.
Brainbuster. 1, 2.
Oh, that man kicked out. John said, hell no. I ain't gonna feel like that.
How many people in
John's like, I ain't going out
2025
like that.
have we
I
seen
ain't
Kyle
giving up.
Fletcher defeat with that
This man
brainbuster?
is crazy.
Have we seen a better start to a pay-per-view than what we witnessed tonight? These two matches.
Now, the question becomes, does Kyle Fletcher have the composure? Or is his confidence shook? Because perhaps his greatest weapon, as you observed, Brian, was not enough to put away Jon Moxley.
But Kyle Fletcher has more iterations of the brainbuster that he can use. And we've seen him do it from the top rope. We saw him do it earlier on the apron. We've seen him do it from the apron through a table to the floor, putting out Kenny Omega. Injuring Hangman. Jon Moxley will not give up. He says, not tonight.
Defiant as ever, but he goes down hard on that one, Brian.
Kyle Fletcher didn't even need momentum for that clothesline. That's how adamant Jon Moxley is right now.
Again, I think it's amazing Kyle Fletcher's standing.
Wins. Fletcher.
Oh, that's the same turnbuckle corner that
Okada went to. Fletcher's looking for the screwdrivers.
Rob, you're not going to get no fucking screwdriver.
Kyle Fletcher looks confused.
I think Okada took it with him.
Fletcher swinging on Miz Moxley. Moxley drags Fletcher towards center, but Fletcher counters two. Moxley forced to abandon ship, and Fletcher.
No way. The DDT.
Ship from Moxley.
Put your pin in him, damn it. 1, 2. Oh, hell no. Oh, hell no.
Kyle Fletcher. His turn to escape.
What is it going to take for one of these men to win this match?
No, not this. Wait.
1, 2.
Oh, come on. It's not that serious. It's not that serious, Kyle.
The sleeper is
Try
in.
again next year.
The hooks are in, and now Kyle
Squeeze,
Fletcher
John,
in
squeeze.
deep water.
Look at his face. Look at the face of Fletcher. He's going to stay with it or not.
He's escaping. He's not dropping.
Deep trouble. What Kyle Fletcher has to his advantage is his length. If he can maneuver his body and get to the rope, he's got a way out.
But he's got Moxley on his back.
And look at his face turning purple.
Fletcher up to his feet, the power to carry Moxley up, and now
Dropping.
Squeeze, damn it,
Fletcher.
squeeze.
Oh my God, look at how tightly that's cinched in.
but Fletcher, his
Squeeze.
hands drop, and he might be out. Fletcher,
Goddamn
look at
squeeze.
his face is completely purple. And
Damn! Damn! Yo, Kyle couldn't handle those arms, bro. Kyle couldn't handle those arms. You're dealing with a grown man, Kyle.
a gutsy
You're dealing with a
performance
grown man.
by both men, battling through pain, battling through injury. But it will be Jon Moxley, Kazuchika Okada, the finals of the 2025 Continental Classic later on tonight.
Gentlemen, in my career, I've never seen better back-to-back matches than we have witnessed here tonight in the semis to begin this telecast.
And Fletcher protesting the decision, but he went out. Bryce Remsburg, he had the right of it. And remember, we saw Kazuchika Okada use that screwdriver, but then after he threw it underneath the ring, Kyle Fletcher clearly had planted it earlier in the day. Somehow Okada caught wind of it and used it before Fletcher could. Fletcher, the chop block.
Two of the greatest matches we've ever seen. And now, after all that, the cheap shot, and Moxley still has to come back and face the greatest tournament wrestler ever in Kazuchika Okada. That was one for the Don Callis family, is what that was.
As much as I dislike Jon Moxley, I find what Kyle Fletcher just did reprehensible.
Fletcher, for the second consecutive year, ends his Continental Classic in the semifinals.
We watched one of the gutsiest performances we've ever seen. Look at him fire himself up. One more to go, he's saying.
Moxley, one more to go. But the bad leg of Moxley will carry him into the final round match with the greatest tournament wrestler of all time, Kazuchika Okada. 5 career major tournament victories. Will tonight be number 6 as Moxley over the barricade. But
what a way to start this pay-per-view. What a match this was. Gentlemen, I'm going to remember these two matches the rest of my career.
what can Jon Moxley do in the next couple of hours to prepare for Kazuchika Okada? But fans, coming up next, the AEW World Tag Team Championship is on the line in a Chicago street fight. Austin Austin Gunn, Juice Robinson challenge FTR next.
FTR, the absolute best tag team of all time.
The Bang Bang Gang beat FTR. I promise you, it's gonna happen again.
I don't want you to ever touch my belt again.
FTR, you're the best tag team in the world. But you weren't the best tag team in Manchester, England.
1, 2, 3.
Foot on the ropes as he hit the count. Your shoulders were on the mat. I don't care if your foot was on the rope. I say let's get rid of the ropes. Let's get rid of the rules. The thing about Chicago is sometimes we gotta get down and dirty and violent in the streets to settle the score. Chicago street fight.
A Chicago street fight, as World said. Bang Bang Gang, whatever FTR does to you on Saturday, the greatest tag team alive today, they will not be held liable.
It's the Christmas season, and it's better to give than receive. We will give you an ass kicking.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for you.
And new.
Joined at the announce desk by Nigel McGuinness. Nigel, you and Tony on Collision have spent a lot of time analyzing, calling the action as far as the Bang Bang Gang is concerned. And you've got a personal connection, unfortunately, with FTR as well. You are very well equipped to break down this matchup.
Yeah, very much so. I've got a lot invested in certainly faced off against FTR earlier this year with Daniel Garcia's career's got a very different direction. But Tony, you were there as well to see the Bang Bang Gang pick up a victory against this tag team before they became World Tag Team Champions.
Absolutely. I love the Bang Bang Gang. I think that Austin Gunn is one of the great second-generation wrestlers. The sky's the limit for him.
And their opponents, accompanied by Stokely from Asheville, North Carolina, at a combined weight of 443 pounds. They are the AEW World Tag Team Champions, Jack Diaz and Cash Wheeler, FTR.
I was having admiration for FTR ever since I first saw them. It was only when I stepped in the ring with them how I felt that smash mouth style, how they smother you, they don't give you a second to breathe, and I really got an appreciation for the world-class tag team that they are.
Watch yourself, kid! It's only the third time that the AEW World Tag Team Championship has been up for grabs in a street fight. FTR, have been involved in some of the greatest tag team matches we have ever witnessed, but also some of the most violent and brutal tag team matches, Tony. So this is not uncharted territory for Dax and Cash.
No, and you know what? They have become the two of the most violent men that we've ever seen in tag team wars, doing anything, egos, wearing them on their sleeve. And here's the thing about it. They are still the great tag team that they were when they first arrived. Tag Team of the Year. We mentioned the Sports Illustrated Awards earlier. Of the 10 that we have won, FTR named Tag Team of the Year, regardless of the way they've been acting.
No count out, no disqualification. Anything goes. Chicago street fight is underway. Immediately Dax and Juice to the outside, as are Austin Gunn and Cash Wheeler.
Juice not too far from his hometown of Joliet, Illinois. Sadly, bit of a hometown feel. Good God, he didn't cross his head with that.
Certainly was, but it's all legal. As Dax now sent over the barricade, courtesy of Juice Robinson, and a table has appeared, propped up against the barricade, and it's a gun over the barricade, other side of the ramp. Action going up the steps. Cash Wheeler suplexing Austin on the ramp, and now Dax ripping at the face of Juice Robinson.
You're going to see a lot of technical wrestling, a lot of holds. There's kicks, punches. This is really going to be a fight, no question about it.
You heard Paul Turner admonishing Cash Wheeler, you have to win this match into the ring, but there's nothing stopping him from doling out punishment on the floor.
And one factor that may come into play, Juice Robinson is out for a considerable time with a leg injury, and FTR targeted that in the last match between these two.
Right up against that time for Cash. You got to get away from there.
The kick, I'm not sure if that caught Austin low, but it was enough to interrupt his Cash going face first in that big LED screen. And Nigel, it was full gear where FTR became three-time AEW World Tag Team Champions, but as you observed, just 2 weeks prior to that, Bang Bang Gang picked up a tag team victory over Dax and Cash.
Which in the Bang Bang Gang's mind felt entitled then to World Tag Team title opportunity. They got that opportunity. They did come within a split second of winning the title. They thought they had a 3 count. It was Dax's leg on the bottom rope that prevented the decision. Now all bets are off.
And the head of Austin Gunn very nearly came off as Cash Wheeler rocketing that trash can into his face. Now Dax struck into the steps, and Austin just tumbling down the ramp.
Surprised the head wasn't lacerated from the edge of that trash can.
Dax Harwood, Juice Robinson still battling.
See Dax chopping at the throat of Juice Robinson. What is that?
Was that?
Not sure what it was. It's
some liquid beer, soda, something.
Off the gun, thrown at the barricade again.
A chaotic tag team match. We've got our hands here with AEW tag titles on the line.
Remember, the only way to win is inside the ring.
Of course, I mentioned the leg of Juice Robinson. He's got to think about the damage to the ankle of John Moxley. We just saw what an incredible match that was. How Moxley's going to be able to compete in the final.
That's the performance by John Moxley. Juice Robinson, that leg injury that he suffered. Wait a second. Still good with his table. Juice sweeps up the leg of Dax, and now Juice Robinson sends Dax into the turnbuckles, clipping the ring post as well.
Yeah, Dax turned his head away, but the shoulder hit the ring post as well.
A primal scream from Juice Robinson, who's got Dax Harwood on the table right in front of our announce desk. Stokely is trying to drag Dax off of the table.
Oh, wait a second.
It's like, Cash Wheeler from behind Juice Robinson. Didn't realize that Cash was on his feet, and wait a second, Cash.
What is Wheeler thinking here? Way up there. Precarious. High angle belly to back.
Suplex. Both men crashing down, but Juice Robinson going down that much harder.
Yeah, Cash using his legs to not only send him down, but up and down, getting more elevation that time, and it worked.
The veteran experience of Robinson there after the impact, continuing to roll to the outside.
Right.
Wanting some safety, you can't be pinned or submitted on the outside.
That ankle injury that Juice Robinson suffered.
A big disaster.
A little more than a year ago.
No. The White Sox, Cash Wheeler said.
Yeah, mocking the White Sox for the tough years they've had.
rung. The kendo stick, and now Cash Wheeler trying to trash can into the face of Gunn. Now the first pinfall attempt of the match. Two.
Cash and Dax. The name sounding eerily familiar to Axe and Smash. That move, very reminiscent thereof.
Trash can. Wedge in the corner. Austin Gunn sent head first.
The Bang Bang Gang came out here all aplomb, ready to take the street fight to the champion. Dax and Cash seemingly, to your point, Excalibur, have got the better of their opponents, perhaps because of the more experience in these sort of matches.
FTR now with Austin Gunn. Look at that stuffed pile driver, but it's Juice Robinson's turn to get to his feet, and he shoved Cash into his own partner as Austin Gunn tugged through his body at Cash Wheeler.
What an effort by Austin Gunn. He's been beaten up.
And Juice Robinson, the frog splash. 1, 2.
It was a long way for a frog splash, gentlemen.
And Juice committed to it. I guarantee you, the leg of Robinson's not 100%.
You know, that injury, he said it was just over a year ago that he suffered that leg injury. He was actually in the Continental Classic. In his first match, took him out of the running. But he is back, and he is on the verge of capturing the AEW World Tag Team Championship alongside Austin Gunn.
Juice fired up now. Got Dax, the axe on the back foot.
Spinebuster, the stack, 2.
Man, that was a heck of an effort for Dax to get out of that because Juice had his hands on both shoulders. And then him, as you said, stepped up.
Cash Wheeler slipping free of the grip of Austin Gunn and then sending Austin hard into the steel steps.
Cash Wheeler asked Big Stoke to get something for him.
Stokes got the kendo stick in now.
What a smash. Wow. Well, he was proficient with a kendo stick.
Juice Robinson.
He, by the looks of things.
Wow, there's the belt.
Dax with the belt in his hand. And it was the belt behind the referee's back that ended the night for the Bang Bang Gang in Manchester. But now in the Chicago street fight, it is anything goes, and it could be the end of the Bang Bang Gang once again.
Yeah, let's see if Juice can get up from that. I don't know. Uh-oh. Watch out, Austin Gunn.
Cash lining up Austin Gunn. But, Austin blocked it with the lid of that trash can. And punctuated the hell out of Cash Wheeler with the lid.
Put that armor on.
What is he going to do to this?
I'm thinking he's going to, yes.
The trash can lid on the back into Cash Wheeler. And Austin Gunn is not done yet. Our Spanish announce team just got wiped out by Austin Gunn. Austin Gunn misjudged, and Cash Wheeler able to take advantage.
And Juice is bleeding from that shot from the belt, as you can see.
Going to need some help down here at ringside.
Juice Robinson, bloodied, but and there's the low shot, the clip of the back of the knee.
I'm surprised it took this long.
And Stokely holding the boot of Juice Robinson in place as Cash Wheeler continues to punish the leg.
It was the clip of the back of the knee after the match was restarted. If you'll recall that, retained the title for FTR.
And the leg of Robinson isolated. He tries to wipe the blood from his eyes. And I'm not sure how Juice Robinson can stand much more of this.
Me neither, because his partner's been wiped out.
It was the figure four leg lock that enabled FTR to retain the tag titles in the first tag team title match between these two, and it may look Like history will repeat itself now. Surely it's only a matter of time. They just got to slap a submission on the left knee. Figure 4 leg looks they used the first time. Certainly do the job.
I don't know what they got planned here, but maybe Cash just taking a rest.
Juice. Well timed it now. The roll up. Juice Robinson has got 1, 2.
What are you stopping it for? You knew you
Juice almost pulled a victory out of all of that. One of the great punchers.
That is it.
That is it.
Behind with the chair, and Juice Robinson goes down in a heap.
Juice Robinson, mate, want to start thinking about his career now.
Yeah,
This continues much longer.
leaping stomp onto the knee.
I'm sorry, brother.
Planted right on the inside of the knee.
And
gotta say brother.
oh shit! The inverted figure 4 is locked in. Juice Robinson in serious trouble as the blood pours from his head.
Big Stoke there screaming for Juice Robinson to tap out, to quit, to give up. But with the AEW World Tag Team titles on the line, I don't see it happening. I don't know, though.
Juice raised a hand. Thought about tapping for a moment, but he's trying to drag himself to the ropes.
They are willing Robinson on to get to that bottom rope.
And but Cash dragging Dax and Juice away from the ropes.
But gentlemen, even if he reaches the rope, is it going to matter? It's a street fight, right?
And look at Juice, the hand was raised. He's on the verge of tapping once again, but Austin Gunn.
Wait a second.
The fire extinguisher. Cash Wheeler on the goodness.
He almost flew into the crowd, did Cash.
Juice Robinson still in the reverse figure 4. Version of the knee bar, the left knee being driven straight. But yes, it doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter.
You are right, Tony. Once in a lifetime, it does happen. Even a blind squirrel gets a nut from time to time, but this is not going to help.
Oh, Juice, look again.
At all.
Again, the hand was on the verge of tapping, but Juice with the fire extinguisher.
Oh, my God.
The fire extinguisher introduced by Austin Gunn.
What a night! What a freaking night we're witnessing! Oh, this is great, Nigel.
This is chaotic as one expected.
Oh, my God.
Trying to put out the fire in the heart.
Oh, man.
The tag team champions.
How about that left hook?
But Juice is loose, and now the cover. 1, 2. Stokely just tackled Paul Turner.
That's legal as well, I guess. Big Stoke
What the hell you about to
praised
do?
again.
What you about to do?
Look at him. He's just, he's
A little weasel.
Nah, Stokely, come on.
Stoke, well, Juice. That's Stokely makes a very hasty retreat.
of course, he's a coward. That's all he is.
But
He's just screamed, I'm not in this. Jeez. Boom! Hell, hit him again.
Austin, get up.
Getting a little bit of payback for all the damage that FTR have done to the left knee of Robinson, still barely able to stand.
Juice hobbling, but still very much alive in this match.
FTR getting worn out with that chair, both men.
After Austin Gunn was driven through the table, Juice Robinson might be fighting this one alone and on one leg.
There's your fighter from Joliet, looking right into the living room.
Robinson wearing the red badge of courage. Wait a second. Oh, again, Big Stroke getting involved.
Stokely trying to disarm Juice Robinson, but Juice. Stokely,
He's gone.
over the low blow, and now
They were going for the shatter machine.
they were going for it. They found it after the low blow, and
stroke of death.
What an effort by Austin Gunn to even get into this thing.
All four combatants here. Second attempt. They wanted to make sure they hit it perfectly, and did they ever?
Yes, they did.
Both knees driven into the chest of Robinson, who, were it not for his last attempt, ditch effort from his tag team partner, would have lost this match.
Low blow return to Cash Wheeler. Now Austin Gunn springs up to his feet. And the fingers are upgraded.
Watch out. Watch out.
On the trash can. The cover made. Gunn drawing on his reserves. Kicking out.
Well, it will be an impact.
Stop! Pile driver!
Gotta be it. And they're not done yet.
No, they're not done. Look at the belt. They're going to do it on the belt.
The stop pile driver.
Oh, it's over.
On the belt.
Austin Gunn's legs are quivering. He is out.
And Austin Gunn busted open. 2, 3.
Here are your winners. And still the AEW World Tag Team Champions, FTR.
They knew it would be a fight. And was it ever a Chicago street fight? Big Stoke there, colliding with the table and our announce desk. I don't think we're going to see him in AEW until 2026.
Somebody scrape him off the floor in front of us. We got more matches to go, but man, I know another win for FTR Excalibur, but you got to give the Bang Bang Gang a lot of credit. They hung in there.
A tremendous effort by Austin Gunn and Juice Robinson, but FTR proving yet again why they are the greatest tag team potentially of their generation, maybe all time.
It took 3 pile drivers to take out Austin Gunn. Certainly nothing to be ashamed of, but it is going to take a hell of a team to take the titles from FTR.
I agree with that. Absolutely.
FTR, the 18th overall AEW World Tag Team Champions, tying the Young Bucks record with 3 reigns as champions. And
Fearless, one of the greatest tag teams of all time.
the reign of FTR continues into the new year, courtesy of their victory tonight in this Chicago street fight over the Bang Bang Gang. Dax and Cash, I'm sure going to celebrate later on tonight this hard-earned victory. But fans, there's a time for celebration here in All Elite Wrestling as well. Tony, you've mentioned it a couple times. Sports Illustrated recognizing AEW with multiple accomplishments, multiple achievements in professional wrestling for the year of 2025. Let's take a look at what Sports Illustrated had to say about All Elite Wrestling.
As 2025 comes to a close, Sports Illustrated awarded their annual wrestling awards, with All Elite Wrestling claiming a near sweep, crowned with 10 accolades, solidifying that AEW is where the best wrestle. Taking home both Female and Male Wrestler of the Year honors, the CEO Mercedes Moné and Hangman Adam Page. With FTR confirmed top guys in the tag team ranks, the Protostar Kyle Fletcher, Breakout Star of the Year.
Say my full name.
and the aerial assassin, Will Ospreay, named Best in the Ring. It was AEW events and stars that captivated the professional wrestling world this year. Double or Nothing, Show of the Year, a timeless honor for Tony Storm holding the mic.
Did you expect somebody else?
The epic battle of Hangman and Jon Moxley, Rivalry of the Year. And on the back of these recognitions, All Elite Wrestling has been awarded Promotion of the Year. With a year this extraordinary, there is no telling what 2026 will bring.
We thank Sports Illustrated for the recognition. It is truly a team effort from the athletes of All Elite Wrestling, as well as the hard-working team behind the scenes. We cannot wait to see what 2026 will bring for AEW. But coming up next, the Babes of Wrath. Harley Cameron and Will Nightingale put their AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship titles on the line against the Ring of Honor Women's World Champion Athena and the Sports Illustrated Female Wrestler of the Year, Mercedes Moné.
You know, a lot of people didn't believe that we would get this far, but it didn't matter because we believed in us.
As Willow with the power bomb! 2, 3! Underdogs no more! They are the first ever AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath!
You can take the win.
Oh, hell no.
Oh, wow! Pinned Willow!
The way I'm seeing it is Mercedes Moné and the forever ROH champion Athena versus those hussies of wrath for the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship.
I love the sound of that.
Don't forget who you're messing with. We will gladly take you on in Chicago.
Yes.
Can you imagine Athena and Mercedes Moné as the AEW Women's Tag Team Champions?
Are you thinking what I'm thinking, Willow?
Oh, I think I am. Mercedes and Athena, we're coming for you.
Potentially one half of the second ever AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions.
And her tag team partner from Boston, Massachusetts, she is the TBS champion, the CEO, Mercedes
Mercedes Moné, an incredible year in professional wrestling, a record-setting year. But coming back from the UK excursion, Tony, with a little less hardware, couple less belts for the TBS champion Mercedes Moné.
Yeah, of course, we saw what happened in Manchester, losing the Rev Pro Undisputed British Women's Championship. Alex Windsor takes the belt back, but that does not, I really think that she still has the confidence, and why shouldn't she? She has a plethora of belts, as we saw.
There is
still.
no doubt about it. 10 title belts from 9 countries to go win the TBS title, currently around her waist. But it's these titles that she wants.
The Timeless Love Bomb, Timeless Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa in the tournament finals to win the AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship. But their reign could be over begins with the stiff competition facing them across the ring.
They are facing off against two of the best champions in women's professional wrestling today. That's singles champions. Tag team wrestling, as we've seen on a number of occasions, a very different thing.
Well, it was Athena and Mercedes Moné, a tag team, entering that first round of the AEW Women's. Oh, come on! Mercedes going right after Harley Cameron. Willow now hammering Mercedes in the corner.
I think that may have been a little payback for that puppet that Harley's has.
Minnie Moné.
Minnie Moné.
Now Willow with Mercedes isolated and the catapult. And Harley, the knee strike to the midsection.
You know, Harley's a great story. Oh, when you think about that, how about that Russian leg sweep?
The cover made here.
What we doing?
Harley.
If you think about it, I mean, Willow is former TBS champion, former CMLL World Women's Champ, Owen Hart Foundation tournament winner 2 years ago. But Harley, only 3 years in AEW, she's a champion.
Athena made the tag. Mercedes driven down, but Athena legal. And Harley was waiting for her. Big elbow strike. Great awareness by Harley Cameron. Nancy Gary's miss. But Athena and Mercedes on the move. And they didn't miss with that one. It was Athena and Mercedes Moné entering that AEW Women's World Tag Team Championship tournament. They, I think in many people's estimation, Nigel, were the favorites. But it was the Babes of Wrath that picked up the upset victory in the opening round.
Yeah, I was certainly one of my favourites, and it was a huge upset for the Babes of Wrath. But who would have thought they would have gone on, the Babes of Wrath, to win the entire tournament and become the inaugural champions?
Mercedes palming up.
And she was chilling with a kick. Torpedo. Hang on a second.
Cameron, crossbody. Wait, Athena rolls through.
Oh, hell no.
What power by Athena, but
That's what I'm talking about, sister.
Willow coming in with the spear.
That's how we do things around
That is
here.
teamwork.
My baby mama know what she doing.
Take another look at that. Exciting. Willow with the tope. Back to live action inside the ring. Two. Athena able to kick out.
Certainly, the Babes of Wrath winning the AEW World Tag Team Championships in the women's division was the upset and, dare I say, the feel-good story of 2025. But what a good precedent, the fact that their challengers here tonight got a pinfall victory over them just a couple of weeks ago.
How about Athena landing on her feet that time?
Yeah, quite nimbly, but Harley Cameron once again was ready for Athena. Hammer throw. Harley puts on the brakes. Roundhouse kick. Caught Athena. Chipping in, but Mercedes, the hand pull, drives down Harley Cameron.
Veteran move. Go back to the corner, drag down the opponent first.
Oh, wait.
Long blower. Backstabber. Great teamwork there. Cover. Shoot.
Pretty good escape by Harley because that was a great pinning combination.
Well, we're going to see great cohesion, I think, between Moné and Athena. Athena, we talked about it. We said it already. Regularly cited as the most dominating women's champion of the modern era. The forever women's Ring of Honor world champion. Her reign has far surpassed, any Ring of Honor world champions of the past. Here's a cover.
Cover made, and Mercedes. The hook was in deep, but Harley able to kick out. And now to that point, Athena's record eclipsing any champion in the history of Ring of Honor, of any configuration, tag teams, pure champion, television champion, men or women.
Yeah, she has changed the game, undoubtedly. The only few blemishes on her record as champion, not for the title. We'll see if she gets a cover here. The only record blemishes is a cover.
Cover made, front leg hooked, and Harley.
Her tag team partner, Mercedes Moné, and the person she just pinned, Harley Cameron. So some intriguing conflicts, if you will.
I think Mercedes Moné can be considered, if you think about when she first came into pro wrestling and started a run, she changed the landscape in women's wrestling. I think a lot can be said for that.
A lot of people have cited Moné as a huge inspiration. Cover.
Mercedes now after the knees. Cover and the kick out. Once again, Harley Cameron. Those kickouts are coming later and later, though.
I think what we're saying is we're taking a look at two of the finest women ever to wrestle, and let's see if they become World Tag Team Champions here. It's not taking anything away from the champs, but, man, Mercedes and Athena together, wow.
But, Nigel, you and I both know it from firsthand experience. Great individual wrestlers do not always make a powerful tag team.
Yeah, sometimes the things that make you a great singles wrestler make you a bad tag team wrestler. That ego, that inability to put anybody else ahead of yourself.
Harley reaching for the tag, but Athena,
oh, wait a second, what was that?
Athena was dropped on the top of her head, a DDT from Harley Cameron. And Harley
gotta get there.
Makes the
Inches away, there it
makes
is.
the tag. And now, Mercedes legal from her side, but sent down repeatedly by Willow. The woman that Mercedes defeated to win the TBS Championship.
Whoa, that caught Mercedes.
And Willow, the boot. Mercedes, though, intercepts. Knee strike. I think Willow tried to block it, but
it was a blind tag man.
The spine buster. But Willow didn't realize the tag had been made. Breaks free of the grip of Athena. And Team Harris, but Athena cartwheels out of it. But Willow scoops up Athena. Athena to her feet.
Athena is so athletic. My God.
German suplex. Using the added momentum of the ropes. And now Athena.
Look at this.
Athena. Just crushed Willow Nightingale. And now 1, 2. No, Willow able to kick out.
Wow, Willow Nightingale is no slight competitor. Very rare you see someone with the power to throw her like that. But Athena dug down deep. Oh.
Who are you talking to?
The Chicago native, the Texas native, Athena, who's inspired just as many people as her tag team partner. He cares little about it.
More than 1,100 days as Ring of Honor Women's World Champion, but just got pounced.
Just a little bit too much celebrating for Willow. Here comes Harley.
Tag made on both sides. Harley Cameron comes in a neck breaker. Swing and a miss by Athena. Harley, sling blade. Not sure she got all of it, but got enough, and now battering Athena with those right hands.
Yeah, Athena was covering up quite well, but Harley still got the blows in.
Ready to make the Ring of Honor Women's Champion feel the wrath.
Yeah, Harley's got a long way to go, though.
Harley making a tentative climb, but Mercedes anchoring on. I misspoke. It's Athena that's legal for the challengers. Harley, though, is legal for the champions. And in serious trouble here, caught up in the ropes.
Oh, but here's Nightingale. The Nightingale in shining armor.
What are we wild?
Bombing both Mercedes and Athena. And Harley gets her footing on the top. Diving cross body. As Harley on the move here. Into the ropes. And Harley.
Did not expect Cameron to have the momentum to take down both of her opponents, but just look at this. After the power of Willow Nightingale, it was the agility of her tag team partner, Harley Cameron, unable to get the pinfall there. But came back with some offense and now leaves her in the driver's seat.
Harley sets her jaw. She does not want to have their reign, their inaugural reign as AEW Women's World Champions, end here tonight.
Here it comes!
The soul food into the backdrop. The cover minute 1. 2. No, Mercedes there in time to break it up.
I think that could have won, and Mercedes was just right there on the spot.
That was the combination that beat High and Maya World this past week on Collision, but Mercedes Moné had it scouted.
Harley Using her flexibility and point accuracy with that kick sent Mercedes down to the floor.
Oh,
no! Comes out with a stunner.
A low angle old face. Normally she hits it from the top rope.
Now backstabber on Willow. Into the statement maker, center of the ring.
And with Cameron taken out already. Willow Nightingale a long way from the bottom rope.
Yep, she's trying to move forward, but she's right in the center of the ring. Maybe best to just roll to your left or right.
Mercedes wrenching back on the neck of Willow Nightingale, but Willow making the desperate crawl to the bottom rope.
Look at Nightingale like a wounded animal, desperately crawling, trying to get her hips beneath herself.
And Mercedes, good job. Falls off the bottom rope by Willow. Willow's got Mercedes up on the shoulders. And a Death Valley driver.
That hit hard.
1, 2, no.
She knew.
Athena went to break up the pinning predicament, but instead collided with her own partner.
Nightingale saw Athena coming. Moved at the last second once Athena had committed.
Willow know what to do.
Things are breaking down here for the challengers as Willow Nightingale battering both Athena and Mercedes Moné.
Come on.
A big smile on the face of Nightingale. Turned now to a banshee shriek.
Got him stacked up in the corner.
Willow the splash in the corner. Sends Mercedes, or sends Athena into Mercedes once again. 2 for 1 there for Willow Nightingale.
Off the Ring of Honor Women's and the TBS champion. They're down and finally back to their feet.
Athena caught Willow as she was making the climb. And
wow, great teamwork. Great teamwork.
They had to have workshopped
superplex, powerbomb combination, and now Mercedes driven down on top of Willow from Athena, the cover, and Holly to break it up.
some very creative, innovative offense from Athena and Mercedes Moné. As I said, they've been working together, and it has paid dividends now late in the match.
Back to live action. Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, the same idea. Both women looking for a crossbody there and colliding midair, crashing down.
All 4 competitors, champions and challengers, almost spent. What a matchup. The highly affable Harley Cameron, whose ascension in 2025 has been a delight to see.
Harley very quickly becoming a fan favorite here in All Elite Wrestling.
Whoa. Kind of ironic as a ventriloquist. She's letting the wrestling do the talking for her.
Just got planted by Harley. And Harley on the move, but Mercedes, Maker, drives Harley down, but Willow up to her feet, put to the midsection for Willow. Nabe with the power. No.
Couldn't complete the Dr. Bomb.
Loses the grip.
Come on, fight back.
Willow. Willow, the roll up 2.
God damn. The base of left one. Shout out to my baby.
Willow Nightingale felt the sting of that moneymaker before.
Even though Willow took the
this
pin.
time, she was prepared.
Willow, pin,
and the Days of Wrath remain
they retain
the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions.
Everybody turn up.
Well, you could say it was against the run of play. It only takes 3 seconds. Nightingale claimed those seconds on the AEW Women's Tag Team titles with her.
First title defense after winning the tournament successful.
And a blow away some of the butterflies.
Yeah, things turn up. All the ladies turn up. Yeah, we did it.
Athena and Mercedes Moné. Here's Athena.
Ladies around retain the titles. And Mercedes
These are 2 champions that don't like losing. They don't have much experience of it.
Take a selfie. Take a selfie.
a long night from Athena and Mercedes Monet, but Harley Cameron, Willow Nightingale, I'm sure are going to paint the town red after this victory against tremendous competition.
That's how we do it around here.
But coming up next, Gabe Kidd, the mercenary from New Japan Pro Wrestling of the Death Riders. The animosity between him and Darby Allin reaching a fever pitch. They will battle it out next here at World's End.
Gabe Kidd. You set up an obstacle, I'm gonna knock it down. World's End. I got bigger things to worry about than Gabe Kidd.
You feeling nostalgic? World's End. Hear the zippers. I hear the body bag. You stay behind us for bigger things to worry about. You're some kind of indestructible man. I can see the eyes cracking from beneath him. Darby Allin isn't indestructible. He's laid up in the ICU, unable to move. I'm gonna be the one who shatters the ice and drags you down. That prompts the question. How is Darby Allin gonna answer my challenge if he's unable to move in a hospital bed? He's not in the ICU! It's your World's End.
These two men are prepared for war. That is inextricably linked to the very fiber of all elite wrestling.
And as such, it was Darby Allin that led the charge against the Death Riders, coming into a bitter conflict with one of the other strongest-willed personalities in pro wrestling today. We saw there, fellas, some of the evidence thereof. How Gabe Kidd had assisted the Death Riders. Allin had dragged Kidd across Philadelphia in a body bag. Kidd had retaliated using a cattle prod to disable Darby Allin, allowing Pac to drop her for a flaming table. And then in New York City, we just saw Gabe Kidd throwing Allin down a flight of stairs. And you could certainly make an argument that the physical toll from that played into Darby Allin being unable to continue in the Continental Classic.
And that was just, right after Darby was injured and made his way back, down the steps he goes. Brother, this is not for the faint of heart, those, I can tell you that.
matches for the Death Riders, but a man who seems to have an unhealthy obsession with Darby Allin.
Unhealthy is right. He is relentless, confrontational, feral. Gakin is a madman. He's unstoppable. He's going to make it or die trying.
Staring at us, staring at the fans at ringside.
Voices in his head.
Darby just unleashes a drop kick right out of the gate, but Gabe Kidd too strong.
Not surprising the way this started.
Darby Allin, we mentioned, cleared just days ago after the injury he suffered in the Continental Classic, and then Gabe Kidd threw Darby Allin down those steps. Darby, after he was thrown down the steps last year, it took him out of action for the better part of the early days of 2025.
Yeah, this kind of all started at Forbidden Door at the O2. We'll recall both men at the top of the cage through double tables.
Darby Allin, when he was shoved off that top rope, watch how Darby's head strikes the ring apron.
Head, back of the neck. Darby Allin is a wrestler that has spent the majority of his career beaten up, dismantled physically, and then coming back. He ascended Mount Everest to plant the AEW flag. He took Eddie Kingston's spot in the Anakin Arena match weeks after getting run down by a New York City bus. This man's almost unstoppable, redoubtable. But everybody has a limit.
Well, do they? Does Darby really have a limit?
Me. As long as there's a breath in his body, I dare not.
Darby Allin struggling to his feet as this match. Oh, nobody home for Gabe Kidd charging into the barricade, and Darby made a swift escape. But this match, despite the escalating levels of violence between these two men, this is a traditional professional wrestling match. Hence the count out on the floor from referee Rick Knox.
I don't know anything traditional about this or not, but I get what you're saying. You know, remember the movie Unbreakable? I think Darby Allin is that. Look at this. He's
Darby clutching his head, I'm sure, after that spill he took against the barricade now, against the ring apron, but bouncing Gabe Kidd's head off the barricade.
I have all the respect for Darby Allin in the world, Tony, but he's not a superhero. He's not immortal.
Darby under the bottom rope to break the count, reset the count. Goes to the floor with Gabe Kidd. Oh my goodness! Kidd just threw Darby.
Is everyone okay back there?
I think everybody but Darby's okay.
Darby over the timekeeper's table. Watch this.
Just got the area cleared out ahead of time. I'm talking somebody else going to the hospital.
Kidd.
But watch out.
Darby under the steel steps. And Darby face driven into that steel, courtesy of the catapult by Gabe Kidd.
If he comes back from that, I think he is a superhero. I think DC should do a comic book about him. He's amazing. It's Darby and Gabe Kidd loving this right now.
Just take a look here. Driving the face. The forehead. All the way through the steel.
Got his arms up, but you're right. The forehead's still connected.
Rick Knox, once again, the 10 count on the floor for Darby Allin. We have seen him overcome so much in his career, Nigel, but just days after being medically cleared, how can he possibly endure something like this?
No question, he's not going to be 100%. He never is, and perhaps that's his strength and his curses. Oh gosh, yeah. You had to think after his head driven through the steel.
Darby lacerated by those steel steps.
He's still trying to get to his feet.
Steel meets skin. Steel always wins.
Oh, and just a battering ram. Gabe Kidd using the top of the head into Darby's temple, and now choking and throttling Darby.
You got to say, Gabe is an assault specialist. There's no doubt.
Kidd sends Darby sternum first into the corner.
Gabe Kidd spent plenty of time in a mental hospital, taking a taste of Darby Allin's blood.
There's plenty of it, Nigel. Look at it, just flowing off his head now.
A brutally violent young lion in New Japan. Damn! Cast from his pride.
Yeah, that put Eddie Kingston on the sideline for 18 months. Did Gabe Kidd. That blood all over Gabe Kidd, of course, is Darby's.
Kidd has proclaimed himself, as you can see here, driving the head.
Oh, the head just bouncing off the ring post.
Almost colliding with right in your living room. Colliding with the cameraman at ringside. Even our camera people aren't safe with Gabe Kidd.
Oh, look at these blows, Nigel. My God.
He's beating the tar out of Darby Allin. Oh! Good Lord.
Powerful elbow strike, and Darby wilting under this brutal assault.
Darby's back to his feet.
Darby, drop kicking the chair into Kidd's face.
Fearless, and some would say reckless Darby Allin.
Reckless Darby Allin.
As I said, it's a breath in his body. You're going to get him to fight.
Look at this, pulling himself up, screaming in pain.
Looks like a laceration on his side. Not sure if it occurred in this match or probably occurred 2 nights ago when he was thrown down those steps by Kidd.
So see the scar on the back. I don't know if you saw it right there from Sting's retirement match that we were all part of, and Darby was a part of, and where's that badge? Oh, look at this.
Kidd lacerated by the chair, and Darby Allin. Darby gouging at it as Gabe Kidd.
Darby's going to go up top.
Bloodied. He's going to get battered. But Darby up to the top. We've seen this out of him in the past. Missile. Drop kick from the top to the floor.
The Daredevil living up to his name. And the big risk with a missile drop kick. It's not the impact. The first impact. Watch the second impact. That's 15 feet through the air, landing on the mat after the original impact. You are putting your own body at risk. You're sacrificing your own body for the damage you can do to your opponent.
Kidd returned to the ring by Darby Allin to Gabe Kidd, struggling to make it to his feet as Darby struggling to make it into the ring. Kidd began his 2025 with an incredible battle against Kenny Omega in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and now closing it out with this bloody affair against Darby Allin in Chicago.
Oh, yeah. Look at that. The Crimson Mask.
It's Crimson Body now.
Gabe Kidd just bathing in his own blood.
The claret did flow. We don't need to tell Gabe Kidd.
The open-handed strikes in the corner, now sinking his teeth into the flesh of Darby Allin.
Gabe Kidd has some of the hardest strikes I've ever seen. And I've seen a lot. But Gabe Kidd can really throw them. Like right there. Jeez. Oh.
It's that New Japan strong style. Give it all.
I think Nigel, he's looking for a pile driver off the ropes, but Darby desperately clinging on to the top turnbuckle.
And look at the legs around the turnbuckle. That seemed to work Darby up.
Darby biting Kidd's face. Sinking his fingernails into the flesh of Gabe Kidd.
Uh-oh.
And Darby. Code red avalanche style. And an escape by Gabe Kidd.
I think Gabe's right arm prevented Rick Knox's hand from hitting the mat on that kick out.
Here comes
Darby on the ascent. Coffin drop on target.
But damage to the lower back, potentially from the missile drop kick to the outside, prevented Darby Allin from getting the pinfall, and has allowed Gabe Kidd the time to escape for some respite on the outside as the official begins the count up to 2.
Darby's won so many encounters with that coffin drop. Gabe Kidd knew he had to take himself out of play, take himself out of Darby's range, or else that could have been it. But now Darby has no range.
Oh no, he's going to try it again.
You can see Darby measuring it. He was looking up and looking down.
Coffin drop.
You knew what Darby was going to do, and damn it, he did it.
I misspoke. Darby doesn't have no range. He has limitless range. The coffin drop from the top to the floor, crushing Gabe Kidd.
This hurt me. Oh, there's so little give on the outside. 4 to 5 inches of mat, but beneath it, it is concrete. I can tell you, I remember once I got body slammed from the floor on the mat. I couldn't breathe for about 30 seconds. I can only imagine how this man is back to his feet. I don't know, Tony, I might have to agree with you. He is a superhero.
I think he is. I think he's the man of titanium.
Puddles of blood from both combatants. Darby making the crawl, trying to put an end to this match. The leg is hooked. 2, and no, Gabe Kidd kicks out with Darby. Has him hooked. Scorpion death drop. An homage to his friend, his mentor, Sting. And now Darby.
Maybe looking for another one.
Yes.
Darby, the legs are hooked. He steps through, he steps over. The Scorpion Deathlock is cinched in. Gabe Kidd in trouble.
Darby Allin is sitting down deep, even though it's applying pressure to the lower back of Gabe Kidd.
And
Darby Allin is giving a lot of energy to have to keep this hold on.
Kidd pushing up, trying to make the crawl to the ropes for Darby. Wait a second, Darby just felt, he slumped forward.
He's exhausted. We're not that far removed from where he was thrown down the stairs in New York, unable to keep the hold on.
Right. Darby slumped forward. He relinquished the hold, but now, Gabe Kidd just battered Darby.
What a whiplash of Allen's head.
And a battering ram headbutt to the jaw. Kidd into the... Oh, my...
What a lariat, my God.
And Kidd's not done. He hoists Darby up, jumping pile driver. This has got to be it. 1, 2, no!
Darby's alive! He's alive!
But for how much longer?
Oh, these strikes by Gabe Kidd are unbelievable.
Gabe Kidd is a...
2, 3! Just when it looked bleakest for Darby Allin, he digs deep and pulls out a blood-soaked victory.
The legend of Darby Allin lives on.
I don't know if Darby Allin won the match so much as survived it. Gabe Kidd can't believe he got caught like that. He's not satiated with the loss, certainly.
And when Darby slumped forward, when he dropped from that Scorpion Deathlock, Nigel, I thought that was it. I thought Darby Allin was spent. Yet somehow, he has reserves upon reserves.
Well, we saw it in the women's tag team match as well. How even against the run of play, it only takes 3 seconds to get the pinfall and to secure a victory. And certainly, Darby Allin was lying in wait for Gabe Kidd.
3 seconds is all it takes. Darby Allin denying this madman Gabe Kidd his satisfaction here tonight.
What a night of action it has been, and we have plenty more to come.
We certainly do. We want to thank you, fans from around the world, joining us on pay-per-view tonight, especially those joining us on HBO Max. We definitely appreciate it. Closing out the year 2025 on pay-per-view for the final time here tonight. But coming up on March 15th, 2026, AEW returns to the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles for Revolution. We can't wait. You can join us there, AEWTIX.com or on pay-per-view. But World's End rolls on. Coming up next, it is Mixed Nuts Mayhem, presented by Bell's Two-Hearted IPA, the Death Riders versus Timeless Tony Storm, Roderick Strong, and the Conglomeration. Next.
Tony Storm, do I need to remind you that you needed to roll me in a pile of glass to cost me my AEW Tag Team Championship?
Marina Shafir, you mediocre Moldovan mongrel.
Cute.
Do you know how I spent my Christmas?
Cinching into mother's milk once again.
Barely bloody conscious. Face down and slumped over my dear wife.
What's the problem? Is it that I held your lover tighter than you ever could? The only time Mina ever gave herself to another woman was in my arms.
Despite what you think, the Conglomeration are your friends.
Roderick Strong! He knocked him out!
Your day will come.
It's the TNT champion!
Here having to be restrained.
Timeless Tony Storm pinned in the ring.
Shaking the hand of Mark Briscoe.
That's not my problem.
The Death Riders take on the team of Tony Storm, Roddy Strong, Orange Cassidy, and Mark Briscoe. It'll be a Mixed Nuts Mayhem match.
But I am yours, Suka.
Ladies and gentlemen, no tags are needed in the following contest. Presented by Bell's Two-Hearted IPA, Mixed Nuts Mayhem! Introduce first, Marina Shafir, the CMLL World Heavyweight Champion Claudio Castagnoli, Julio Yuta, Daniel Garcia, the Death Riders.
Before we turn our attention to this match, I want to give special credit to our ring crew who just had an unbelievable amount of blood, gore, carnage to deal with to get us ready for this next contest. And this is a Mixed Nuts Mayhem match. Carnage, I think, implied, Nigel.
Certainly thinks looks like it. Not for anyone with a peanut allergy, but all joking aside, 8 of the most contrasting personalities perhaps in AEW today. The Death Riders have continued to try to regain their foothold as the top team in AEW, and as such, Marina Shafir has taken a more prominent role, which has led to a conflict with the former AEW Women's Champion Tony Storm, who came to the aid of Mark Briscoe and Roderick Strong last week on Collision against the Death Riders.
She's always had a prominent role in a way, Nigel. She's been an influence in many of their matches at ringside, inserting herself in at the right moment.
And she certainly made an impact at Blood and Guts this year.
Yep.
Securing the victory for her team. Choking out Nina Shirakawa with a mother's milk smother choke.
And it was when Mina Shirakawa was trapped in that mother's milk, Tony Storm, rather than see Mina suffer more punishment, surrendered for her side, ending the match.
reach for the sky, boy.
Roderick Strong, the conglomeration adjacent civilian warrior, to hear Mark Briscoe describe it. But it was Kyle O'Reilly, a very impassioned appeal to Roderick Strong, letting him know that the conglomeration are your friends. They will have your back.
Stage 7 at Warner Brothers Studios, Timeless Tony Storm.
There's never been anyone in pro wrestling like Timeless Tony Storm, and I'm so glad I was around to see it. How about the win by Roderick Strong on the last day of the Continental Classic?
Certainly, Castagnoli has to be furious. They're looking for revenge. He was pipped at the post. Roderick Strong playing the ultimate spoiler, taking the last 3 points that Castagnoli needed to advance in the Continental Classic.
Claudio staring right at him, Excalibur.
Certainly is. And Claudio Castagnoli, for the second straight year, eliminated from the Continental Classic on the final night. But now we are off to the races. This is a tornado tag match. No tags are needed, but the pinfall or submission must take place inside the ring. As Timeless Tony Storm, Marina Shafir occupying center stage. Drop kick by Tony Storm. And now, right hands being delivered by the Timeless One.
Yeah, they have paired off everywhere.
Before we got started, I saw Daniel Garcia trying to calm Marina Shafir down. Shafir eager to get her hands on Timeless Tony Storm. Wait a second.
Yuta sending Tony Storm to the outside, but Mark Briscoe, the TNT champion, inside the ring, the waist lock. The back elbow breaks the grip. But Briscoe on the salty elbow strike.
Well, the chant for Wheeler Yuta goes out here. They still remember what happened a year ago, no matter what else Wheeler Yuta does in his career. He will always be the man that ended the career of Bryan Danielson.
Absolutely. The fans do not forget it. Neither does Mark Briscoe. Look at this.
Briscoe ran down rights, but Yuta carries him out of the corner. Swinging a miss by Yuta. And Briscoe just wiped out Daniel Garcia. Uppercut.
There's a little receipt for you.
Stoic look on the linchpin of the Death Riders, Castagnoli.
The emissary of violence for the Death Riders, Claudio Castagnoli, he was poised to take a spot in the semifinals of the Continental Classic until Roderick Strong got that pep talk from Kyle O'Reilly and defeated Claudio the final night of group stage action and ending Castagnoli's Continental Classic.
And I even think, even though he ended with 3 points from disappointment, I think that may have been a defining win for Roddy. It shows that you just never give up, ever.
Chops, repeated chops to the chest, send Castagnoli to the outside. Now Garcia sends Roderick to the outside. Now Orange Cassidy, Daniel Garcia in the ring. Harkening back to a simpler time for Garcia. Cassidy on the move. DDT, but instead the guillotine is in tight from Garcia.
That's a hold that Kyle O'Reilly has used to great effect. So speaking of which, rear naked choke.
Garcia, stunned off millionaire, quick counter by Orange Cassidy.
The strength of Cassidy lies in his defense.
Lining up, maybe for an orange punch, or maybe not.
Lined up. Watch out. Watch, here comes Marina.
He's going to need more than one now.
Oh, this is mixed nuts at its best.
Hands in the pockets on both sides.
Marina's trying to mix his nuts right now.
Good call.
Inside leg kicks, and a sweep. Shafir, there's a kick. Cassidy up to his feet. Shafir on the move. Set, spilling to the outside. And down goes Daniel Garcia, and Orange Cassidy again to his feet.
And he is fired up, and watch out.
Wheeler Yuta. The betrayal against Bryan Danielson in this same arena, the night that Danielson's career ended. But the first man, the first group that Wheeler Yuta betrayed, now we have to remember, was the best friends, Orange Cassidy, then a part of it.
Yeah, Wheeler Yuta has shown his color from time to time. Willing to go with whoever he believes will help advantage his career the most.
Orange Cassidy isolated in the corner. Death Riders double hammer throw sends Cassidy across the ring. And now Yuta, back elbow, Castagnoli uppercut, Garcia, lariat, and Shafir as well as just rapid succession from the Death Riders here. Orange Cassidy powerless to stop it.
This is impressive, guys. Impressive. Look at this.
You know,
Roderick Strong went right in there after him, didn't he?
Went after Castagnoli, but the numbers just too great for Roderick Strong. The Death Riders swarming him.
Oh dear. Wait a second. This doesn't look good. I'll have no fury like a wife scorned.
Chop to the chest. Castagnoli holding Roderick Strong open for Shafir, delivering those chops.
Uh-oh.
Shafir comes in, rolls line. Again and again come the Death Riders. Just one after another.
Ronnie's hanging in there, though. He hasn't gone down. Until now.
At 3 feet in the face of Roderick Strong. Takes him down.
Wait a second, Mark Briscoe wants some of this.
Briscoe ducks underneath Castagnoli, and now trying to fight off the Death Riders.
Look at that.
He pulled his punch at the last moment, and that allowed the Death Riders to regain the advantage.
Gentleman's curse. Briscoe wide open now.
I think it's safe to say the Death Riders are dominating this match. No doubt.
Certainly the style helps them. Just mocking Briscoe now.
Briscoe struggling up to his feet. When you think back to the original Continental Classic, it was really Mark Briscoe's coming out party as a singles wrestler. He needed a win on the final night of the tournament to notch his first 3 points, and since then, Briscoe's ascent in the singles division has just been marvelous.
This now is 3 members of their opponents in a row.
Right. Cassidy was trying to crawl back in the ring, but a swift boot to the side of the head from Castagnoli sends Orange down to the mat.
The Death Riders have used their numbers advantage to perfection.
Shafir, a kick across the spine. Mark Briscoe, but Tony Storm maneuvered Mark Briscoe out of the way, but then Marina Shafir was ready with the elbow strike. Tony versus for German suplex. Shafir battling her way out.
Yeah, she's a fighter. I mean, look at this.
Double wrist lock couldn't complete, so instead.
Tony Storm sends Shafir out to the apron, and now the hip attack sends Shafir sprawling to the outside. Tony Storm, and she spent a considerable amount of time. Castagnoli, a handful of hair.
Castagnoli, no compassion to put his hand on the woman.
Mark Briscoe using those jabs. Lighting up, Claudio Castagnoli now. Double hammer throw. And double shoulder tackle. Love it.
Tony Storm shocked at what she's capable of. Watch out!
An assist for Thomas. Oh, no!
It's like a Daniel Garcia.
Oh, no!
Was lining up Tony Storm for a pile driver, but instead Orange Cassidy intervenes. Back elbow. It's teamwork here by Tony Storm and Orange Cassidy. Wheeler Yuta, swing and a miss, double hip toss for Wheeler Yuta.
Now it takes two to tango. It's been a wonderful night. My God, we've seen everything. We've still got a whole lot more to go.
Shafir, middle kick to Orange Cassidy. As that sound you may have heard was Mark Briscoe's head bouncing off our announce desk.
There's been a chaotic, mixed, nuts match of mayhem.
German suplex. In time was Tony Storm. Shafir.
Shafir stunned. Oh, but not so much he couldn't move out of the way.
Oh my God, Castagnoli.
He's going to take her head right off.
Leaping Mongolian chop. And oh, Roderick Strong just came flying in with a knee strike. Orange Cassidy. JAT. Mark Briscoe to the top.
He'll be Froggy Bow time.
Froggy Bow. 1, 2, no.
Both Yuta and Garcia, the low men on the totem pole, the Death Riders, earning their spot and more so.
And repeated shots to the head from Yuta. Stomps from Garcia. Now the snap suplex, and now just overwhelming Orange Cassidy, battering him.
What happens here?
Tony Storm back into the fray.
And she is not backing down.
Meeting of minds for Garcia. German suplex for Garcia. And for Yuta as well. But Marina Shafir sends Tony Storm into the corner. Shafir, hammer throw. Oh, boxing the ears.
Small package got caught.
It's the big package, but Claudio Castagnoli just scoops up Thomas Tony Storm.
How dare you?
Tony Storm
was amazing.
Oh, but Castagnoli sweeps up the left. Oh, look at this. A giant swing. Oh, the Roderick Strong. The knee strike.
Lost there.
Strong and Shafir line. An orange punch connects Garcia on roller skates. Tony Storm, zero.
The Garcia rolls out and Wheeler Yuta. Oh, the villain.
Orange punch.
Oh boy.
Hike him up, girl. Hip attack on Yuta. Cassidy throws himself at Claudio Castagnoli, and now Mark Briscoe. The double underhook.
Reach for the sky.
Driller.
Orange Cassidy and the TNT champion, Mark Briscoe.
What a wonderfully entertaining match that was. Absolutely.
Roderick Strong, Orange Cassidy, Mark Briscoe, and timeless Tony Storm pick up the victory and are joined by the AEW Women's World Tag Team Champions, the Babes of Wrath. Celebrations all around.
The Death Riders started off strong and had to run at things for a while, but ultimately this mixed tag team encounter will go to the conglomeration. Roderick Strong and Timeless Tony Storm. Oh, come on. They will be dancing late into the night.
The celebration not just limited to the Babes of Wrath, Mina Shirakawa, Luther, after celebrating with the Timeless One. Are we witnessing the birth of a throuple?
But we're witnessing quite a night and a well-deserved celebration. Yes, sir. Oh, that was great. Absolutely.
Mixed Nuts Mayhem living up to its name. But right now, let's head to the back where our colleague Lexi Nair is standing by. Take it away, Lex.
I'm waiting outside Mercedes Monet's locker room, trying to get a word in with her. Oh, Mercedes, excuse me. Okay.
Lexi, I'm ready for this interview.
Mercedes, another tough loss tonight. The end of 2025 has not exactly been good to you, which is why
2025 hasn't been good to me. Did I hear that correctly? Ultimo Monet, a global icon, PWI's #1 wrestler of the year, Sports Illustrated #1 wrestler of the year, and the greatest TBS champion of all time. 2025 hasn't been good to me, Lexi. Huh?
Well, you were pinned by Willow Nightingale earlier tonight, which is why I wanted
Lexi, I don't want to hear about Willow Nightingale. Do you understand me? You know what? This week on Dynamite, Willow, at New Year's Smash, I'm gonna beat your fucking ass.
Thank you, Lexi.
Things seem to be unraveling for the TBS champion, but now we turn our attention to the AEW Women's World Championship. Jamie Hayter wants to become a two-time champion, but in order to do so, she will have to go through the Cosmic Killer, Chris Statlander.
Jamie Hayter, the former world champion, wants a shot at that title.
Jamie, go ahead and hit me with every lariat that you want. I will keep getting back up. And maybe if you learned how to do that too, you'd still have this.
Thank you very much for the motivation, Stat. Truly, I appreciate it. I'm not here to shake your hand. And I'm definitely not here to have a lesson from you.
If you want the answers you're looking for, let's do this.
Jamie Hayter, Chris Statlander, one-on-one for the AEW Women's World Championship.
The woman you team with tonight isn't going to be the woman you face at World's End.
I want it, so I'm gonna take it.
My sob story is over. But if you want to keep yours going, I have no problem making you cry about it.
Chris Statlander, the only woman to be TBS champion and Women's World Champion.
You will find out why I am the galaxy's greatest.
I'm here to win my world title back. Nothing more, nothing less. It really is as simple as that. We'll see you at World's End, mate.
This basketball ball is for the AEW Women's World Championship. From Southampton, England, Jamie Hayter.
Jamie Hayter feels like she was unjustly robbed of the AEW Women's World Championship during her first reign. Now, a chance to right the wrongs of the past, at least in Jamie Hayter's mind. And I want to thank Nigel McGuinness for his contribution to our broadcast tonight. We'll be joined here on out by the American Dragon, Brian Danielson. And Brian, this is as close to a toss-up, I think, as we've had all night.
I agree. I mean, these two women.
From Long Island, New York, she is the AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander.
As I was saying, these two women, they have so many things in common. The way they wrestle, their strength, their determination. This will be a really interesting matchup.
You think about what Chris Statlander's gone through in her career. Not many people even remember this. She had 2 knee injuries that took her out for quite a while.
And the most surprising thing about that is not just how well Statlander recovered from those knee injuries, but how prolific she has been inside an AEW ring. More than 150 matches despite 2 lengthy layoffs due to injury. That is an incredible pace for any athlete, let alone an athlete that suffered 2 horrendous injuries like Statlander did.
Absolutely. They were horrendous, too. They weren't anything mild. She was out. As a matter of fact, she missed, I don't know how many days with those knee injuries. 600 days is what she missed with those knee injuries. 600. It's about 2 years of wrestling.
And despite those knee injuries, she still comes off the top rope doing the 450 splash. She's retained her high-octane offense.
I think one of the many things that Hayter's got going for her is her confidence. She's never lost to Statlander in a singles matchup, 2-0. She's on a 6-match winning streak.
And you would have to think that Jamie Hayter's fired up. This is her first one-on-one shot for the AEW Women's World Championship since she lost the title.
It was Full Gear 2022. Jamie Hayter defeated Toni Storm. She wasn't timeless then, but Jamie Hayter won the title, closed out the year strong. And now, speaking of strong, Hayter sending Statlander out to the apron, but it was Toni Storm who then defeated Jamie Hayter at Double or Nothing the following year, albeit with quite a bit of assistance, which is why, Hayter sent to the outside by Statlander.
These two women matching strength for strength.
Frustration showing on the face of Jamie Hayter. These 2 women earlier this year, Tony, were part of the first ever women's blood and guts match, and they fought on the same side in that battle.
That was Jamie Hayter that called for it. She's the one that mentioned blood and guts in the women's division for the first time. Made that challenge.
Side headlocked, on the scissor of the leg. Head scissor, now the sweep of the leg. Statlander avoids the sweep. Hayter avoids the kick, and now the roll-up 1, 2.
Brian, I love this. Trying to go for the fast win, right? Get it over.
Oh, Haterade. Very nearly. 1, 2.
I agree with that, Tony. I think it's good to go for the quick wins early on. But I think in a battle of if you're going to go technical wrestling, I think Jamie Hayter actually has the advantage in that regard.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Swing and a miss by Statlander. Trip attempt. Hayter avoids into the rough shoulder tackle. And Statlander just ran through her challenger.
Both had momentum hitting the rope, but it was Stat that got the advantage.
Almost a reset here. Both women to their feet. Both women on the move. And Statlander, I think, slightly better of that exchange.
Do it again.
Both women down. Both women to their feet. Statlander showing out here a little bit, but needs to be careful because the power of Hayter is not to be underestimated.
Yeah, I think they were just trying to show each other up there a little bit, Brian, but now they're getting back into it.
I agree. Strike battle there. Yeah. They were exchanging elbows. Statlander goes for the kick.
Great move. Now that's going to change the complexion of this.
Yeah, I think Jamie Hayter has the... Whoa! I think Jamie Hayter has the scientific wrestling advantage, but I think Chris Statlander has the more athletic advantage when it comes to the ability to avoid moves.
Sure. The quickness, flexibility. Look at this. Oh! Speaking of quickness.
Statlander intercepted the dropkick attempt. And Hayter goes face first into the steel steps.
Had her hands up, but still did not prevent her head and her face, maybe her nose, from hitting those steel steps.
Yeah, and the edge of the steps as well.
Champion of the world.
Now Statlander turns Hayter to the ring. Leg is hooked. 2. Just a 2 count. And now Statlander grinding down Jamie Hayter, and fans beginning today and for a limited time only. The AEW Bacon Brawl combo is available at all White Castle locations nationwide through January 31st. That's 2 bacon cheese sliders, fries, and a soft drink. Make sure to stop by any White Castle location and order the AEW Bacon Brawl combo.
I like the confidence that we're seeing from Statlander here.
Hammer throw into the corner. On the back suplex.
Stat is never lacked for confidence, and you're right, Brian. She is showing it off here.
Statlander out of the corner with the splash. 2. Hayter, though, breaks free of the pinning predicament.
I think that splash was more at the lower part of the body that time than across the chest. But you can see that Jamie Hayter's still hurting from it. And you can hear the fans are kind of split here at the Now Arena.
They're sold out here in Chicago. And I think you're right, Tony. 50-50 support for both champion and challenger alike. Statlander took a moment to acknowledge the crowd, and Hayter taking advantage of that opening.
Out of the corner, Stat. Come on.
Stat, though, turns the tables back on her opponent. Scoop and the slam in the corner.
Now, Stat's going to try to...
Maybe another splash.
Yeah, maybe so, but boy, she waits a lot of time to get up there.
Into the well once too often, but
that found its mark.
Hayter strikes with the kick. Here's Hayter. Got it. Oh. Right into our announce desk. Statlander sending Jamie Hayter, and it was a lower back injury that took Hayter out of action. That ended her reign as AEW Women's World Champion. And now
Jamie's all entangled on the Spanish announce table.
Oh my goodness.
Hayter.
Well, this one took a nasty turn, Excalibur.
Standing on the missile drop kick off the...
No damage to her legs right there. That was a beautiful, perfectly placed drop kick from the second turnbuckle.
Now cover made. Far leg is hooked, and Statlander in some trouble here as Jamie Hayter has been stringing together combination after combination.
In the build-up to this match, Chris Statlander has been imploring Jamie Hayter to get back her championship mindset that she had when she had won the AEW Women's World Championship.
High boot delivered, near leg is hooked. And Brian, in your estimation, do you think Hayter is back to that mindset?
It's interesting, you know, she's been very distracted by Tekla and the Sisters of Sin. But, I mean, the way that she's...
Nothing easy about it, but that left shoulder was not covered, so it was easy really to shoot the left shoulder was not covered, so it was easy really to shoot the left shoulder and the arm straight up in the air.
Great point, Tony. You know, I'm big on getting pressure on both shoulders when you're pinning somebody.
Stat was thinking maybe Saturday Night Fever, but instead, Hayter powered out. 3 consecutive elbow strikes, and now into the jaw. 2 women just exchanging. I'm not sure who would have the upper hand in terms of raw power, but Hayter changes levels.
Oh, that she rifled that elbow.
Yeah, compare what's happening now to what happened at the beginning of this match. Changed drastically.
Oh, Hayter. Hoist up, Statlander. And neckbreaker, Hayter on the move. Sliding lariat, connects. 1, 2. Statlander breaks free. No frustration setting in for Jamie Hayter. To keep her mind about her, though.
Stat looked like she was trying to roll out of the ring, but stopped right on the apron. There she goes.
In talking about championship mindsets, you know, you can kind of see a difference right here. Chris Statlander is not getting flustered despite being on the defensive, and Jamie Hayter is getting a little flustered.
Statlander, the only woman to have held both the TBS Championship and the AEW Women's World Championship in the history of All Elite Wrestling. Jamie Hayter intent on joining the ranks of multi-time champions. The avalanche, almost like an exploder from the ropes, but you saw Hayter come up clutching that lower back. Cover made. 2. Statlander able to kick out, but
Statlander was clutching her right elbow, too.
Yeah, the right arm of Chris Statlander may have gotten trapped under the body of Jamie Hayter on the way down. But Hayter hammering her opponent with those strikes. To the ropes. Nope, Statlander floats over, goes underneath, double under, double under, pile driver.
Cover.
1, 2, no!
Again, Chris Statlander not putting any weight on Jamie Hayter's shoulders.
It was a package pile driver, my mistake, but still, Chris Statlander bringing out some unexpected offense, some firepower here, and I think that just speaks to the gravity of this challenge by Jamie Hayter, Brian.
100% agreed. And you can tell how much it means to both of these women.
I don't know. I know she got out of the penny predicament, but as Hayter out, it was like dragging a lifeless body towards the corner that time by Statlander. Nope.
Hayter back to her feet, interrupts the ascent of the AEW Women's World Champion. Hayter, though, you can see she's still not steady after on her feet after all. In the ropes, both women jockeying. Goodness! Chris Statlander planting Hayter out of the corner.
All right, Aubrey's got to check here because Hayter is hurt.
Hayter clutching the top of her head.
And you see the tape.
Here it is again.
Take another look at this. And Statlander, I believe, clutching her shoulder as well. Aubrey Edwards checking on both competitors. Statlander slow to capitalize.
I'm surprised Stat's not going for the cover here.
Yeah, me too. Because Hayter's hurt.
And now the arm captured. Statlander.
Don't do this.
That's on court. Hayter over elbow. Statlander.
Talk about being dumped on your head.
what resilience after that move out of the corner by Statlander.
I was wondering why I didn't see the tape on Jamie Hayter's neck before, and it's because her hair is covering it. But we saw after that.
Here comes, if she can get it.
Hayter, no, Statlander drops to her feet, falls underneath, thrust kick. But Hayter went for the boot, no. Came around the second time, Statlander. And Zigiri, Stat swing, and Jamie Hayter, the backbreaker. Hayter maintains control, no, Statlander. The vertical suplex.
And this is literally back and forth. No one can get much of an advantage in this thing. How about evenly matched?
And again, almost a reset to this match. The pain, the fatigue, all setting in, all becoming very, very real for both athletes.
Yeah, and understandably so.
Now, from their knees, a flurry of elbow strikes being exchanged in the center of the ring. Oh, wait a second, Hayter. Could she be? No, Statlander was ready for it.
Paintbrushed her.
Statlander. Almost hilarious. And now Statlander.
Almost a Haterade of her own.
Right. Statlander. Wait a second, Hayter. Reverses. That's a Saturday Night Fever from Jamie Hayter. Tony, you have the right of it. A back and forth battle. We called it at the outset, Brian, as close to a toss-up. At this point, I would be loath to pick a favorite in this match.
I agree with you, Excalibur. This has been tit for tat the entire match. Nobody getting a sustained advantage for more than, it seems like a minute or two.
Right. A couple blows, someone takes the advantage. Back and forth it goes.
Both women attempting to pull themselves up to their feet with the assistance of the ropes. Hayter rises first, but Statlander, you can see the wince on her way up. And trying to... Hayter just clocked her with the lariat.
That's got to be it. Yep.
Now Hayter, wait, Statlander escapes. Drives Hayter down. 1, 2, 3.
Your winner is AEW Women's World Champion, Chris Statlander.
These two athletes, these two wrestlers were launching bombs back and forth. And ultimately, it was Chris Statlander that survived. She retains her AEW Women's World Championship. But I believe it was just barely.
Survives the right word, Excalibur. I think there's no doubt. Earned that one. Jamie's going to have her shot again. I don't think there's any question about that. She deserves it.
The resilience, the quality of Jamie Hayter on full display in this match. But Chris Statlander is still your AEW Women's World Champion. What's next for Chris Statlander? What's next for Jamie Hayter? How does she bounce back from this one? We will find out in the coming days and weeks. And fans, we are excited to bring you New Year's Smash Dynamite coming up this Wednesday, live from Omaha, Nebraska. We will have 2 hours on TBS and HBO Max, and it is official. After pinning Ricochet earlier tonight, Jungle Jack Perry has earned a shot at the AEW National Championship.
All right, Ricochet.
Look, the challenge was made from Mercedes Moné. Willow Nightingale has stepped up. Tony Khan has made it official. The TBS Championship will be on the line this Wednesday night. New Year's Smash, 2 massive championship matches. You still have a chance to join us this New Year's Eve. AEW TIX.com. And fans, the finals for the Continental Classic are set. Jon Moxley, Kazuchika Okada, both men winning their semifinal bouts, and both men battling to become AEW Continental Champion.
After this, we're definitely going to get the
Okada earlier tonight kicking off our World's End broadcast, defeating the Alpha Konosuke Takeshita. Let's take a look at how he got here. It was the screwdriver planted, which, Tony, I assume it was by Kyle Fletcher. Okada somehow catching wind of it and using it to his advantage.
Yeah, you're right to assume, because Kyle Fletcher was looking for it later.
Okada, the screwdriver, defeats Takeshita and punches his ticket to the finals of the Continental Classic for the 2nd consecutive year. I'm sure more than a bit of turmoil within the Don Callis family after that one.
Here we are. Yep. It all comes down to this. Forget about all the hype, all the pretense, all the showbiz. It's Jon Moxley and Kazuchika Okada in the finals of the Continental Classic tonight. Never seen it before, Moxley and Okada. And with all the talk about the unified champion, when the same man who was Continental Champion at the start of this tournament wins it and walks out with the Continental Championship, he will still be the unified champion. And that is what is going to happen. First time ever, one man wins back-to-back Continental Classics. And it's this man, the Rainmaker. I said earlier tonight, that I was going to try to collaborate with my coworkers. And John, I tried to talk to you a few weeks ago and collaborated. You threw it in my face. You intimidated me. Well, congratulations. Because now you get New Year's resolution number 2, which is me exacting vengeance on people who have wronged me, John. You threw it back in my face. I can think of nothing better than for Okada to leave you laying and stand over top of you with a Continental Classic. And John, when I look at you, when we look at you holding that belt over top of you, I will remember, because I play the long game. 3.5 years, I have had to look at what you did to me. And tonight, Okada is going to do it to you. The Rainmaker will be, once again, the winner of the Continental Classic.
Jon Moxley, you've accomplished so much, but you have never beaten me, and you never will. Because I am the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. Bitch.
No shortage of confidence from the Don Callis family camp, but it was this moment we talked about a few. Tony, that when Kyle Fletcher, he was looking for that screwdriver, but Okada had already used it. He tossed it under the ring after he was done with it. And then Fletcher, in panic mode, found himself in the grip of Jon Moxley. Fletcher went to sleep. Jon Moxley punched his ticket to the finals of the 2025 Continental Classic. And now, let's hear from Mox.
For years, I've been hearing about the Rainmaker, Okada. I've been hearing about how he's the best, he's the greatest, top of the food chain. A guy like me never beat a guy like that. That's what they say. Front runners. Right. This Continental Classic is a beautiful thing, man. Win, lose, or draw, it's about passion. For the first time you ever lace up a pair of boots when you're a kid, this is what you dream about. The chance to step into a ring every time in the Continental Classic and show the world what you do, what you've given your life to. Lay it all on the line. This Continental Classic, it's a hill worth dying on. So, Okada, son, you're gonna have to kill me.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for the finals of the 2025 Continental Classic. And to make it official, let's head to the ring and the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the final match in the Continental Classic. And it is for the AEW Continental Championship.
This match, this final round match, as high stakes as it gets. And that's now, let's check in with Renee Paquette.
By now, we all know the lore of Kazuchika Okada being the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. One of the best to do it. But tonight, in a first-time ever matchup between two giants of this sport, Jon Moxley simply stated, through cracked, bloody teeth, he's just not as obsessed as I am.
You know, sometimes you could feel it in the arena, but the anticipation for the fans here, Bryan Danielson, you could feel it when we announced this match was next.
It's palpable, Tony. You can feel it in the audience, the energy in this arena.
Moxley, when he comes over the barricade, stepping down very gingerly on that injured leg.
Let's not forget, they wrestled earlier tonight. You can see Moxley, I think he's grimacing in pain from my vantage point. I'm not sure. Maybe it's just the way Moxley approaches things, but
I would say out of the two men, between Okada and Mox, I think Mox took much more damage in his match against Kyle Fletcher than Okada did in his match against Takeshita.
Had Okada not taken that shortcut, it could very well have dragged on for quite a bit more time. But Okada defeating Takeshita in the semifinals to punch his ticket to this match.
you know, another word on Takeshita. I noticed when Don Callis was talking, he and Okada, Takeshita was not mentioned at all. And that's probably a good thing. Forget it, forget the past, worry about Moxley. But it kind of surprised me in a way.
A lot of questions, I'm sure, being asked inside the Don Callis family. But Kazuchika Okada, after his Continental Classic victory last year, tied the record of Masahiro Chono, the Japanese legend, winning 5 major tournaments in his career. And an opportunity for Okada to cement himself beyond a shadow of a doubt as the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. With a victory here tonight, 6 tournaments, 2 Continental Classics, 4 G1 climaxes. But let's not put the cart before the horse. He has to get through Jon Moxley first. One more time, let's send it to the ring and Justin Roberts.
Introducing first, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing 231 pounds, Jon Moxley. And his opponent, from Aichi, Japan, weighing 236 pounds, he is the AEW Unified Champion, the Rainmaker, Kazuchika Okada.
Referee Stefan Smith drawing the assignment for this contest. He will be the third man in the ring. And whoever wins this one will claim that prize, the AEW Continental Championship.
Yeah, first time it's been brought in the ring. It's been here at our broadcast desk the entire tournament. It goes back to its position.
Brian, Okada and Moxley, both men have been in the finals of the Continental Classic before. The key difference is that Okada has won the tournament. You've been in the ring with both of these men. Do you believe Moxley's assessment of things, that he wants it more than Okada?
I'm not entirely sure about that. One thing I do know is that the reason why Okada is the greatest tournament wrestler of all time is because he paces himself. Jon Moxley does not know how to pace himself.
Yeah.
He gives all of himself every single match. And sometimes, most of the time, that works. In a tournament format like this, I'm not so sure.
Brian, we talked in our opening contest about how you pace yourself in a tournament like this. Kazuchika Okada, by virtue of using that screwdriver, by stabbing Konosuke Takeshita in the head, he left a lot more in reserve than Jon Moxley did. Moxley had to, I mean, as you said, leave it all in the ring.
He had to, and also Moxley has something to prove. You know, we've talked about the last half of 2025 for Jon Moxley, how it hasn't gone exactly probably the way he planned. Losing to Darby Allin in the I Quit match, tapping out to Kyle O'Reilly twice. And yet here he is, finding himself in the finals of the Continental Classic.
Matched up with Kazuchika Okada for the first time ever, one-on-one. Slow, tentative start. You mentioned the losses to Kyle O'Reilly. That is where the leg issues for Jon Moxley began. And that has plagued him all throughout the tournament. We saw Kyle Fletcher take advantage of it tonight. I'm sure that fact not lost on Kazuchika Okada that Moxley's coming into this match with an injury.
Brian, being in the locker room, you know how important becoming Continental Champion is. You wrestled in this tournament. You talked about that, so you know how important it is. We were talking about pacing yourself. Next to the world title, or probably next, right up with the world title, becoming Continental Champion is so important.
Yeah, sorry, before you get the answer, Brian, notice that Okada did sweep out the leg of Jon Moxley, and Moxley rolled underneath the bottom rope to put some distance between himself and Okada.
Yeah, I was just about to mention that, Excalibur. But yeah, to your point, this has become such an important tournament for everybody backstage in AEW. And the Continental Classic is fast becoming the most grueling and most prestigious tournament in all of professional wrestling. And I think Mox is he entered this tournament with a lot of questions. With a lot of the setbacks, the recent setbacks of Mox. Will they be viewed as a momentary setback of a historically dominant wrestler, or will they be viewed as the beginning of the end for AEW's most decorated wrestler ever? And I feel like we're going to find the answer to those questions in this match right now.
Brian, to that point, Jon Moxley is the only man to have held the AEW World Championship 4 times, as Okada once again picks the ankle, and now looking to punish the leg of Jon Moxley to exploit the injury, but Moxley goes to the eyes.
You've seen why Okada is the greatest tournament wrestler of all time. He can exploit your injuries. He knows where to go. Moxley did all he could to get out of it and did a good job. But don't think that Okada won't go back to that. And Moxley knows it.
And to your point, Tony, You know, Okada's a dangerous man himself. He's injured Kenny Omega. He injured Swerve. And those are two heavy hitters. Mox coming into this match. Look at that. Look at that ankle pick.
Yep. Again, going back to the leg.
Got it. Hammering down the elbow drops and now wrenching the toe of Jon Moxley's boot. Trying to put torque on that knee. Really trying to punish the ligaments of Jon Moxley. But Okada, drop kick. Wow. And Moxley got strung up.
Yes, he did.
His boot got caught underneath the top rope, and his entire body weight was pulling down on that injured leg.
You know, this tournament has been phenomenal. It's probably the best tournament that I've ever seen in wrestling of all these years. And I think what makes it that way is the stars that have been in it, like Okada and Jon Moxley. You mentioned four-time former world champ Okada.
DDT on the floor. And let's take another look. Watch the left leg of Moxley after the drop kick.
Underneath the rope.
That could easily tear a ligament in the ankle. And if you tear a ligament in your ankle, I mean, it's going to be hard for Jon Moxley to walk.
If you can't put any weight on your leg, that really diminishes the striking ability of Jon Moxley as well. Referee Stephon Smith, give me the 10 count on the floor. Remember, this is a match. No time limit. There's a 10 count on the outside. Everyone is banned from ringside. You must be a winner. And right now, it seems like Kazuchika Okada is in the driver's seat.
He is in the driver's seat, and it's been a gutsy performance, been a gutsy tournament by Jon Moxley, and he's going to have to reach down even further here. Look at this, because Okada just relentless, almost like he's stalking him here, Brian.
Yeah, he is stalking him.
Oh, and just a kick to the top of the knee, and Moxley retreats to the relative safety of the ring. But Brian, we talked about the beginning of the leg issues for Jon Moxley. It was the ankle lock from Kyle O'Reilly that began it, but just because it says ankle lock in the name doesn't mean it doesn't affect the entire leg of Moxley.
That's a great point, Excalibur. You know, the ankle lock, also in catch wrestling known as a toe hold, depends on how you apply it. Can also impact the knee all the way up to the hip.
Jon Moxley, those elbow strikes, usually so reliable, but he can't generate as much power as he normally does, and Okada was able to just shrug those off.
Yeah, there's another thing, too. Moxley, who's had problems with that ankle for a long time, has been able to, look at this, has been able to rebound because he's had a rest a couple of days between matches. He wrestled, what, an hour and a half ago? This is different for him.
I'm sure that hour and a half was filled with plenty of ice on that knee, but that can only go so far. That can only deal with that swelling that I'm sure Moxley is enduring. Moxley, the headbutt. Finally, Okada relinquishes the hold.
That was the only way I think Mox could figure out how to get out of that hold. That was a variation of a figure four leg lock. Okada has a lot of lucha-style submission holds that especially affect the ankle and the leg.
Kazuchika Okada began his professional wrestling career. Oh, DDT again, this time in the ring. Okada actually began his career in Mexico. That's why he has such a heavy influence. Heavy influence of Lucha Libre, and that's what I think makes Okada so dangerous, Brian, is he's got so many different tools to draw on that you might not be prepared for.
So many different tools and so many different strategies. I mean, we've seen even in this match, he did the DDT on the floor. We just saw him do the DDT in the ring, and he's also attacking the leg. And look here, he's going after the head again.
And Jon Moxley had absolutely no defense for that. He couldn't cover up. He could see it coming, nothing he could do.
This has been the best Continental Classic by far, but right now, this is as close to a lopsided match we've had in any of the 3 years of the tournament, Tony.
Yeah, it really is. And you know what? This Continental Classic is what makes the year end for AEW so great. You know, around the holiday times that we're going to have the greatest tournament ever.
Okada, back elbow caught Moxley firmly on the jaw.
Moxley went down in the heap that time. Watch out.
Wow. Okada over the top, the senton. There's that Lucha Libre influence, Brian.
Also, what you saw Okada do there is change up the pace. He's been wrestling a very methodical match, which I think is smart because Jon Moxley can surprise you with a lot of different things. We've seen him use the cutter out of nowhere. We've seen him get submissions out of nowhere. And Okada's wrestling a very methodical pace, and then all of a sudden he picks up the pace right there.
Okada
going for that neck breaker, there's no doubt.
Finds it, Moxley in trouble here. Okada has a lot of options. Elects to cover. 2.
And unlike in the Takeshita match, you see Okada putting pressure on both of Mox's shoulders, forcing Mox to make effort to kick out. He knows that Mox is weary. He knows that Mox has gone through hell tonight already.
The more energy Kazuchika Okada can force Jon Moxley to expend, the better the chances Okada has of repeating.
You could see that camera shot before he connected with the elbow that Moxley had no defense at all for that elbow drop.
I'm not sure if you guys agree, but I haven't seen anybody be this dominant in a Continental Classic match this entire tournament.
That's in any of the Continental Classic matches. This has just been a drubbing. But Jon Moxley on the grip on the finger of Okada and wrenching at the hand of the Rainmaker.
You got to dig down deep.
Swinging up, miss. Moxley!
And he did! He dug down deep!
Connects with the lariat, but Moxley couldn't stay on his feet after dropping Okada down. Again, just very surreal to hear these fans in this building in particular chanting Jon Moxley's name. I'm sure, Brian, some very mixed feelings for you.
Very mixed feelings. This is the same building where he put a plastic bag around my head, so.
That figure 4 leg lock is in, being delivered by or being applied by Jon Moxley on Kazuchika Okada.
And thus the left ankle by Moxley is not a part of this figure 4. So left leg over the right foot.
I question the strategy here of Jon Moxley. That's not something that I would normally do, because if Okada can reverse this, this will really damage Jon Moxley's ankle.
Yeah, that's a great point. And that's what he's trying to do, Brian.
That's what he's trying to do.
Well,
trying to reverse it or trying to maneuver to the ropes to force the break?
I think the latter. Yep.
The way Okada using those long arms to make it to the ropes. Jon Moxley relinquishes the hold. Not eagerly, but he had to.
That's all Moxley can do to stagger to his feet. But that does not stop him from fighting.
Moxley trying to psych himself up. Oh, wait, Okada.
There he goes again.
Dragon screw. Attacking the ligaments in the knee.
And Okada wrestled so many matches. Look at that, another dragon screw, a grounded dragon screw. Okada wrestled so many matches against Hiroshi Tanahashi, who is a master of the dragon screw. And then now turning Moxley over with the Texas Cloverleaf. This is a great strategy from Okada.
The Cloverleaf attacking the knees of Jon Moxley.
Look at Moxley's left arm. Reaching, flexing. I don't know, he was reaching for something. I thought he tried to grab Okada, but now he's without it. How would reach Okada here?
I think the only saving grace for Jon Moxley is that Okada has not fully sat back.
Yep.
And that allowed Moxley to post up on his elbows to make that army crawl for the ropes and force the break.
Agreed. I mean, how many people have we seen Dean Malenko tap out with the Texas Cloverleaf?
Countless.
It's a very painful hold at the best of times, let alone when you have an ankle injury already.
Brian, you referenced Tanahashi He used that Texas Cloverleaf as well. To great effect. Okada carrying it forward, but now just battering Moxley in the corner.
Moxley just tried to shove him off, but the greatest tournament wrestler. Look at this of all time. Moxley, where does he get this from? Just down deep.
Defiance from Moxley, but a flurry of offense from Okada. He's now in the hammer throw, reversed by Moxley. Okada sent into the corner. Moxley on the move. Okada. He's Moxley out to center. No, Moxley finds his feet.
And he get him up with that bad leg. Well, he did.
Moxley links through. Style pile driver. Is this the opening Moxley needed? He makes the cover. The leg is hooked too. And Okada fires that left shoulder up.
Listen out. Look at this. He's trying to put him out the way he put out Kyle Fletcher.
Here going for the Bulldog choke, but you see Okada smart. He's using his hand to create a little bit of space between Moxley's elbow.
Yes.
And Okada's neck. And now there's space.
Okada up to his feet, but Moxley still, the arms wrapped around the neck of the ring. Oh wait, Okada. His hands dropped. Moxley. Death right. No. Okada slips behind. The rain make. Oh, low blow. The referee didn't see it. And maybe for the second time tonight, Okada has stolen a victory.
And he's going to the Rainmaker now.
Rainmaker. Okada. 1, 2, 3. Oh.
Great Rainmaker, not a great cover. I think Okada may have been a little bit overconfident there, Brian.
I think so. I mean, not many people have kicked out of the Rainmaker. And especially after Okada kicked Jon Moxley low, he must have thought for sure that was going to be it.
Okada, the second. Okada looked over to our announce desk and just picked up the Continental Championship title belt.
Okada's got to be very careful not to get disqualified.
That's right. That would give the title to Jon Moxley.
Stephon Smith caught Okada red-handed. Oh, Moxley turns it around on Okada. Moxley smiling, broken tooth and all. He knows he got away with something there. Has the balance of power in this match shifted in the favor of Jon Moxley?
To me, we haven't gotten quite to that point. We can still see the damage on Jon Moxley's leg. He's struggling to get to his feet.
Moxley up. He's vertical. Okada following closely behind. You see Okada still clutching himself, shall we say.
What a way to end this tournament. My God. Two of the greats.
Moxley just drew a line in the sand. Challenged Okada to hit him. And I don't think this is a battle Okada wants to be in right now.
Well, that one spun Okada around. That first blow by Moxley did.
But remember, we've seen in these exchanges before, Okada will change levels. He will draw Moxley into an upper body striking match, and then the kick to the knee takes Moxley off of his feet.
Okada's definitely not afraid to use feints and to draw somebody into this type of battle.
See how Moxley bouncing up and down on his feet? That's amazing. He can shut out the pain and stand on his feet.
I mean, what we're talking about is what Moxley was talking about backstage. To him, this is a hill worth dying on, and Okada's going to have to kill him. That's how much the Continental Classic means to Jon Moxley. Look at the drop kick. But Jon Moxley stands right back up.
Moxley charges in. Okada, backslide. Moxley rolls through. Okada, Rainmaker.
He's holding on.
One was not enough to put Moxley down. Okada wants to make a certainty of it, but Moxley, paradigm shift. But Moxley slow to capitalize. Makes the crawl. Cover. 2. Okada able to kick out, but Moxley back on the attack with the submission.
Once again, Brian, you see the left hand of Okada.
Moxley just changed over to the right arm. So Okada trying to pull down on that forearm of Moxley.
And you see Moxley constantly changing grips, adjusting as Okada's trying to move.
Oh, wow, what an escape that was.
Rainmaker, no. Moxley underneath. Moxley, Rainmaker! How about that? And that one caught Okada flush underneath the chin. Moxley, the boot, paradigm shift. Again, he's having trouble covering with urgency. Oh, Okada!
He shot up in the air.
You usually don't see that from Okada.
The stop, Okada. Face driven into the mat. Moxley digging deep. The adrenaline undoubtedly surging through his body. Death Rider! For the first time in 647 days, someone other than Kazuchika Okada can call themselves the AEW Continental Champion. And that man is Jon Moxley. What a way to cap off this tournament. And right now, Tony Schiavone was heading to the ring to get a word with Moxley, but the Death Riders, Gabe Kidd, Daniel Garcia, Wheeler Yuta, Marina Shafir, out to celebrate with Mox. See, that's Claudio, not Gabe Kidd, but an exhausted Moxley. He has done it. He has overcome the odds to win the 2025 Continental Classic and the AEW Continental Championship. At the end of the day, Brian, maybe Moxley was right. Maybe he wanted it more, or maybe he needed it more than Kazuchika Okada.
I think that's definitely the case of him needing it more. After all the setbacks from this year.
All right. Jon Moxley, you did it, brother. And you hear the fans. What a tournament. What an effort. We're not going to forget this for a long, long time. You're a 4-time world champ. You're an international champ. Now you're the Continental Champion. This has to be maybe the greatest of all time.
The hell with all that, Tony. The hell with all that. This thing here, this doesn't belong to me. This thing here, the Continental Championship, it belongs to everybody in this Continental Classic that busted their ass, that came out to the ring every single night and gave it everything they had. This belongs to the rest of those guys. This belongs to the fans who support professional wrestling, who paid their hard-earned goddamn money to come out here And we owe it to them to give everything we have. Every time we step foot in a ring, no matter where it is, I owe it to those people. I owe it to my teammates. It's what we do. We are the hardest working professional wrestlers in the world. And I'm not just talking about all the people standing in the ring with me right now. I mean everybody that has the balls to get into the Continental Classic tournament and give it everything they got. Everybody in AEW who shows up every single fucking day and gives everything they have. I will continue, we will continue to give every single bit of effort we have in our bones every single day, because there is no other organization in professional wrestling like All Elite Wrestling, and we want to be the elite of the elite in All Elite Wrestling. So we give 100 goddamn % every goddamn time, because that is what my teammates, that is what the fans, and that is what this job deserves.
A decidedly different tone from Jon Moxley than just over a year ago. Perhaps this Continental Classic, this tournament, was what Jon Moxley needed, Ryan.
Yeah, maybe Excalibur. It's hard for me personally to take what Jon Moxley just said at face value, to be honest. But that's kind of what he's been saying all along. The reason why he did the things that he did is because he wanted to change AEW. And maybe in competing in the Continental Classic this year, he saw what he wanted to see.
Jon Moxley survives the grueling Continental Classic tournament. He defeats Kazuchika Okada, and he is now the third man to hold the AEW Continental Championship. But fans, we still have one more match. It is for the richest prize in our sport, the AEW World Championship, a four-way match. Swerve Strickland, Hangman Adam Page, MJF will challenge Samoa Joe for the title next. You son of a bitch! For the second time, Samoa Joe claims the richest prize in our sport.
What stands before you is a man with a mind that rivals Sun Tzu, a strategist of unparalleled splendor.
I came back to AEW for the AEW World Championship.
At World's End, this will be a three-way match, and I cannot guarantee you who will leave as champion, but it will not be you. The rent is due, and the devils come to collect.
MJF, I will always be above you. You all claim to have this unending hate for me. Seems maybe the hatred spreads further than you all anticipate.
You are getting your ass beat.
All your hopes and dreams taking this from me come to an end at World's End.
In one night, I'm about to handle all my business.
You cannot kill a god with blue.
Because my name,
I will walk out AEW champion.
Maxwell Jacob Friedman. You have messed up worse than you know. And I'm better than you.
Whose house? You know it. Whose house?
The self-styled most dangerous man in professional wrestling. Can he claim the AEW World Championship for a second time tonight? Since his return from injury, Swerve Strickland has looked exceptional. But the odds will be against him tonight in this four-way match.
You know, very quickly about tonight. Tonight has been one of the nights that has just once again proved to the world and to me how wonderful professional wrestling is. And I've gone through many events as a commentator and a fan, but tonight has been absolutely special on many levels. And what a way to end it for the biggest prize, the World Championship.
And to your point, Tony, what a way to end 2025.
Absolutely. Brian, I know you've been involved in matches like this. It's really hard to come up with a strategy, right? When you've got three other men you got to compete with.
You've got to keep your head on a swivel, because not only can you not get pinned, you can't let anybody else get pinned either, right?
Hangman Adam Page, Swerve Strickland. They've been in a three-way match with Samoa Joe before, when he was AEW World Champion for the first time. They thought they would be doing it again tonight at World's End. But the man that won the Casino Gauntlet match at All In Texas had a very different plan in mind.
Boy, look at the shape that Swerve Strickland is in. Coming back from that injury. Man.
Shied away from embracing his darker side, his most base instinct. MJF, a former AEW World Champion in his own right, set the high water mark with 409 days spent as AEW World Champion, the most of anyone in the history of all elite wrestling. Is he on the verge of claiming that title for a second time?
You know, no one is denying his ability, his title reign, what he can do in the ring. But as soon as that music hit, I'm thinking, here comes Ego Boy. And we're seeing it on full display.
But there's a reason why he has that ego. I mean, if he can pull out this match tonight, he has the opportunity to be one of a few select men to be a two-time world champion before they turn 30 years old.
Wow. It would be quite an accomplishment. Really would.
And there he is. Samoa Joe. The 15th overall AEW World Champion. Defeated Hangman Adam Page at Full Gear last month inside the steel cage. But there is a very, very large asterisk next to that.
Yes.
And it happens to be shaped like Hook.
To your point, Excalibur, some would argue that Samoa Joe had to compromise his principles to reach that high point to become world champion again.
Right. The Hook thing still shocks me to this day, but here we go.
Well, to make it official, one final time tonight, let's head to the ring and the Dapper Yapper, Justin Roberts.
Chicago, Illinois! Your main event tonight is a four-way match for the All Elite Wrestling World Championship. Introducing the challengers first, accompanied by Prince Nana from Tacoma, Washington, weighing 240 pounds, Swerve Strickland. Introducing next, from Aaron's Creek, Virginia, weighing 229 pounds, Hangman Adam Page. From Plainview, Long Island, New York, weighing 226 pounds, Maxwell Jacob Freeman, MJF.
Whether you like it or not, my time.
And from Huntington Beach, California, weighing 310 pounds, he is an AEW World Trios Champion. He is the reigning and defending All Elite Wrestling World Champion. He is Samoa Joe.
Referee Bryce Remsburg drawing the assignment for tonight's main event. And as you observe, Brian, a four-way match is a very tricky situation. The champion does not have to be pinned or submitted to lose the title. It is first fall to a finish.
Absolutely, the champion's advantage disappears when he can lose the title without even being defeated. This is going to be Samoa Joe's toughest test.
Well, remember it was 2 years ago at this event that he became world champion for the first time, and I know MJF remembers that.
It was MJF that was caught in the Coquina clutch by Samoa Joe, ending that 409-day reign. And the litany of history between these four men is so intertwined. You mentioned Joe defeating MJF. Then it was Swerve that dethroned Joe. And after that, Swerve and Hangman embroiled in the bloody rivalry that will undoubtedly be something that comes on to define their careers. And amidst all that, MJF and Hangman, MJF and Swerve as Samoa Joe landed hard on the edge of the apron. MJF just sent Swerve face first in that middle turnbuckle, and now MJF in the grips of Hangman. Adam Page, fall-away slam. Hangman springs up to his feet and goes over the top, takes Joe down. And MJF sent out to the apron. Hangman moving with purpose. The lariat sends MJF down, but Joe slips in underneath the bottom rope. A devastating chop delivered by the champion.
Would you call being knocked out of your wrestling boots? I do believe.
Shoulder tackle sends Swerve down to the mat, sprawling to the outside. Samoa Joe, Enziguri drops Hangman down in the corner.
And that's the advantage that Joe has in this match. This is the match filled with heavy hitters, and he's the heaviest hitter of them all.
MJF taking off the apron. Joe comes in the boot, side of the head of Hangman. Samoa Joe, Hangman, and Page are two of only 4 men to have held the AEW World Championship more than once. Swerve and MJF desperately want to join that club, but now Swerve steps over, goes after that taped up elbow of Samoa Joe. But now MJF, side headlock. He's used that very effectively in the past. Just ask Darby Allin about it. Also, he's used that Dynamite Diamond ring as well as now MJF. He and Swerve knew each other quite well. Their early days in the sport of professional wrestling on the independent scene. As MJF delivers textbook body slam. And now on the move, MJF.
I'm not sure you want to do that to the most dangerous man in all of AEW.
I agree. It was Moxley with that strut, and then he did that. Big mistake, I think.
Swerve waiting for MJF to turn around, launches the boot into Max's face, and now uppercuts in the corner, rocking the head back. Uppercut in between the shoulder blades. And Brian, you spent more than an hour inside the ring. More than an hour inside the ring with MJF. You know his conditioning is exceptional, but he is coming back after nearly a 3-month layoff from the ring. Do you think conditioning is going to be a factor for MJF in this match? Ring rust, perhaps.
Ring rust could be a factor for MJF. One of the things, though, in these 4-way matches that you can do is if you Samoa Joe,
battering ram.
If you see the other men are distracted, you can take a little bit of a rest if you need to. And that might be, MJF is not above that. I think where Hangman's at in his career right now, he wants to push the action full force the whole match.
Moonsault and Hangman. He overshot the pile, but he caught MJF on the way down. And I think MJF collided heads with Swerve and Samoa Joe.
And Hangman took a nasty spill as well. As you can see, Bryce Remsburg checking in. Now, Brian, you're right about you can really pace yourself, kind of, in a 4-way match. But you got to be weary, or you can lose the shot at the title.
Hangman on some right-handed Samoa Joe's head now, MJF.
Well, that's the key, Tony. If you choose to take that strategy, you've got to choose a place to rest where you can see what's going on in the ring, so that you can break up a pin if you need to.
MJF.
But I don't expect that from Swerve, and I don't expect that from Hangman.
MJF was looking for the heat seeker. Swerve shrugged him off. MJF out to the floor. Here comes Joe. What? To the outside.
And here's what happened. Joe's in the ring with Hangman Adam Page. There you go. Swerve knows he's back in the ring.
Ducks underneath the lariat attempt, and Hangman shot off the back of Swerve.
And now it's Swerve and Hangman.
And let's listen to the fans, one of the greatest, if not the greatest rivalry in AEW.
Have you ever seen a more violent rivalry than between these two men?
A history written in blood. And now they're back at it once again. Center of the ring, battering, pummeling one another. But Hangman behind Swerve. Swerve. Oh, wait a second. Deadeye. No, Swerve avoids. Swerve moves underneath. Hangman falls out, finds his feet, waist lock. Pulls through, O'Connor roll, 2. Back elbow caught Swerve on the way in. Hangman. Hoists up Swerve. Look at Swerve. Tilts the balance in his favor. No Hangman. Slips free. Swerve.
They know each other so well. Swerve's learned to do the Deadeye.
A house call. House call interrupted by the lariat. Now Hangman.
Oh no! Not this!
Shot! Lariat, is this it? No! Joe there to break it up.
The case where you were talking about, Brian, got to keep your focus in the ring when you're taking a break, and Joe did on the outside.
Joe could have potentially just saved his championship reign with that one breakup. How many men has Hangman Adam Page beaten with the buckshot lariat?
Is Joe trying for a muscle buster there? Maybe, maybe not.
We'll never know because Hangman Adam Page intervened. Now looking for the slam off the ropes in the corner, but Samoa Joe. Joe underneath. And walked right into it. A 3-for-1 for Samoa Joe. Makes the cover. 2. Hangman able to kick out Joe. Now covers Swerve. 1, 2. Smart strategy by Samoa Joe.
Absolutely.
Flips MJF over. Now cover made. 2. MJF kicks out.
That's a pretty good cover by Joe as well.
Great cover by Joe. Joe's fundamentals are excellent.
Samoa Joe denied on 3 separate occasions there.
If I were Joe, I would try to get 2 of these men out of the ring and then put on the coquina clutch on the other person.
Well, he's got 2 out, Brian. Let's see what he does.
Swerve Strickland, the man that ended Samoa Joe's first reign as AEW World Champion, could now find himself in that muscle buster. But Swerve to his feet. Catching MJF.
And maybe that's why Joe kicked out Hangman and MJF. Maybe he wanted to right what he perceives to be a wrong.
Beautiful up kick by Swerve Strickland, and now the waistlock can Swerve. He can! German suplex.
Again, Swerve is in phenomenal shape. What a powerhouse he is. Oh, my God.
Swerve catches the boot of Hangman. Loops underneath. And now the backbreaker. Swerve. Oh, my God. Down Hangman, the power slam. 2. No.
And Hangman Adam Page is not a small man. That just shows how much power Swerve has added to his frame since his knee injury.
And Brian, with that added mass that Swerve has put on, are you surprised that his agility seems no signs of being diminished either?
I'm shocked because that doesn't seem possible. But yet Swerve's managed to do it.
Swerve Strickland in the best shape of his life. He was until Samoa Joe just trucked him in the corner now. Sent spilling to the outside.
Again.
Hangman, boot to the midsection. Double underhook. Angel's wings from Hangman Adam Page. I thought Swerve was going down on the crown of his head.
Yeah. Right now. Hangman's going to go for that buckshot. No!
The moonsault wipes out MJF on the floor.
Smart strategy.
Buckshot swerve, ducks underneath. Popped up. Bomb. 1, 2. Swerve able to kick out.
That was a great strategy by Hangman Adam Page, taking out MJF on the floor and then attempting the buckshot lariat. Almost got Swerve with that pop-up powerbomb.
Yeah, MJF wiped out on the floor thanks to Hangman having eyes in the back of his head. Or so it would seem.
MJF has not had a lot of success in this match. And I attribute that to the 3 other men. They've been regularly in the ring, regularly competing against the top competition.
Maybe that's good for MJF, though, because they're expending energy, and he's been on the outside.
But it seems like every time MJF tries to insert himself into the match, he gets taken out.
With a boot into the face of Samoa Joe, sending him back down into the corner. Back elbow underneath the jaw of Hangman Adam Page and MJF. Just stop the elbow. Did you see how Hangman's arm buckled?
Yes.
The bend. Kick with the swerve, and now MJF. Waterwheel drop. Rolls Swerve through. And rips it into Samoa Joe.
Big offensive flurry is first.
Hangman buckshot avoided by MJF. The bypass sends Hangman to the outside. Now the heat seeker was avoided. But MJF watching Hangman in the cover. And now to the salt of the earth. A Fujiwara armbar. MJF.
Is that his finisher move?
He's got. Oh, wait a second. Kikina clutch.
Hey, yo, Samoa!
Swerve now. The Kikina clutch. Who's going to tap out first?
Yeah, Bryce Remsburg had his work cut out for him. Momentarily.
That was smart of MJF right there. I don't think he fully had the salt of the earth on Hangman Adam Page. And Samoa Joe had that Kikina clutch fully locked in.
Yep, did a great job, Brian. You were right on top of that one. That was a great move by MJF to break up that.
MJF preserving his hopes of becoming AEW World Champion for a second time now. Thinking maybe salt of the earth on Samoa Joe.
Yeah, that taped up arm.
Joe rolls through and now drives MJF into the Kikina clutch. MJF is fading. A flashback to World's End 2 years ago. Perhaps running through the mind of Maxwell Jacob Friedman.
And that Kikina clutch is deep.
It is in tight, and MJF.
Swerve and Hangman better get the hop on here. Or it's going to end.
The arm is up and MJF. He was fully committed to that Kikina clutch. We'll never know if MJF's arm was going to drop for a third time because Swerve intervened.
Swerve saved it.
What excellent timing by Swerve Strickland.
Swerve in this position likes big pressure, but instead MJF rolls through. Swerve catches the boot and thumb to the eyes by MJF. A premature celebration, perhaps. MJF on the move, and Hangman steaming in, a boot to the jaw of MJF. Now an elbow strike. Ultimate sending MJF down. Joe. Oh, damn! What anticipation by both Swerve and Hangman. Chicago rises to their feet.
As well they should. What an effort these athletes have put forth in all these matches tonight. It's what sets us apart.
The struggle for verticality begins. MJF up first.
I'm shocked by that, because by getting up first, MJF is drawing the attention of Swerve Strickland. Oh,
maybe that's exactly what he wanted as MJF. That was Swerve lined up.
So close as one yet.
Made me think of Adam Cole, the Panama Sunrise. Better than you, baby.
And one-time partners and a battle at the very first Wembley Stadium. That's it.
1, 2, no, MJF escapes.
Give MJF credit, man. He walked into that one, but he is still alive.
Hangman turned his attention from the ring for a moment. I'm not sure what caught his eye, but it allowed Samoa Joe to leap in, but Swerve left with the DDT.
And that's the agility you talked about earlier, Tony.
Oh, look at this. We've got somebody. Oh, yeah.
It's the Ox. Katsuyori Shibata pounds, and it's a four-way match, so Brian, there's no disqualifications. And the Ops picking their moment almost perfectly.
This is despicable. I'd hate to see this match end like this.
Buster!
It's gotta be it.
Samoa Joe covers. 2. No!
Samoa Joe's a long cover. And now look at Hook get on the apron.
Wake up! Wake up! Samoa Joe used the Ops inside the steel cage. Used the betrayal of Hangman by Hook. That's how he captured the World Championship. He thought it was a certainty once again. But Hangman, not out of this fight yet.
It doesn't seem like Samoa Joe is interested in regaining people's respect. He just wants to keep the AEW World Championship.
Katsuyori Shibata power times menacing. Prince Nana. The swerve stomp. But now Kikina clutch. Cinched in. Jawbreaker. The elbow strike drops Joe. And Hangman Adam Page, he's not forgotten how he lost the AEW World Championship for a second time. But Kikina clutch again. This was how Joe won the three-way match between himself, Hangman, and Swerve.
But look at this. Hook intervened again in May. Oh, maybe not. Maybe sent Joe to a successful title defense.
But Swerve on the top. Oh, stomp on Joe.
This might be Swerve's chance. He's got Samoa Joe alone in the ring. He just gave him the Swerve stomp.
Now Swerve. Where's MJF? Swerve to the top and Samoa Joe. Sweeps out the leg. Joe could be thinking avalanche muscle buster. Or maybe superplex, I'm not sure, but either way. Swerve and Joe precariously perched in the rope. Swerve finds his feet on the apron and now hammers at the knee of Samoa Joe.
Chop down that big tree.
Swerve. Does he have the strength for this? Yes, he does. Swerve Strickland to the top.
Oh, there he is! Oh, hell no! Oh,
Swerve Strickland sent sprawling from the top rope, head first into the side of the announce desk.
Damn!
But Hangman now.
Oh, hell no!
Shot, lariat.
Not this! Adam!
Oh, Joe didn't go down.
Are you gonna do this again?
And Hangman. Again.
Oh, wow!
The the 9th, and now 16th AEW World Champion. Brian, he played the long game, but he played it masterfully.
He did. I mean, you saw the three-bump on Swerve's pushing him off the top rope into the table, then hit on the floor. While Hangman Adam Page was giving Samoa Joe the buckshot lariats.
Remember, it took 3 buckshot lariats for Hangman Page to put Samoa Joe down. When they met. When they met for the AEW World Championship.
All you want! Cry about it all you want!
Months
I'm a
ago.
generational talent! I'm a two-time world champion! And I'm better than you! And you fucking know it!
And now for the second time, before turning 30 years old, MJF can call himself world champion again. A feat that not very many men have accomplished.
Incredible accomplishment.
Yes, it is. The last title reign was over 400 days. Let's see how long he'll hold on to the title. They're all going to be coming at him.
But as I remember that world title reign, we saw how unbearable MJF was for 14 months as AEW World Champion.
It's coming straight off!
I can't believe we're going to go through that again.
Here we are.
Tony Khan has exercised the option in MJF's contract. We will hear from the newly crowned AEW World Champion this Wednesday night at Dynamite New Year's Smash live from Omaha. As 2025 closes out with a bang, will 2026 be the year of MJF? It is certainly starting that way.
Yeah, that was a banger. That was a banger. Whew. Good God. Damn. Oh, man. MJF is the new AEW champion. 2 times. 2 times. Whoo-wee. Oh, man. Oh, dear. Oh. Was some hell of a main event, I'll tell you that. That main event was lit, I'll tell you what. That was one hell of a main event. But we all knew MJF was going to win, man. I mean, he came back, cashed in the contract. What you expect? And don't worry about Swerve, man. He'll get his turn, man. He'll get that belt. Trust me, he'll get it. Adam, he might have to wait a little bit. But the only person I could think of that could dethrone him is Will Ospreay. Or Jay White, you know. But I think people will rather see Will Ospreay as champion. But don't worry, Jay White, he might get a little something, but I think he might go after the mid-card titles. That's my suggestion, but you never know. But yeah, man, that was awesome, man. That was one hell of a pay-per-view. I'm glad that my baby mama and Will Nightingale retained the tag team championships. That's what I meant to say. My baby mama came through. Even though Will took the pin, like, hey, listen, it's crazy that Will Nightingale pinned the champion, and now she gets to face the champion to go after the TBS championship. So does this mean Will Nightingale's going to be double champion? I mean, I'm okay. I mean, it's fine, but I kind of want my baby mama to win it. You know? But, yeah. I don't know. Will Nightingale. I mean, look, I've seen Will Nightingale win the AEW Women's Championship and the Tag Team Championship, but I never seen her win the TBS Championship. So, at least I don't remember. But, dang. If Will Nightingale take the titles, man, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about that. I mean, I read it for Will Harley to take it, but Yeah, I am. But if Will Nightingale take the TBS title, then who gonna take that AEW title? Megan Bayne? I mean, I'm still waiting, but dang. Well, I don't know. We'll see, man. We'll see. But I was hoping that Brett Baker will come back and team up with Jamie Hayter, but she ain't there yet. So we're gonna end the year with no Anna Jay, no Brett Baker, no Thunder Rosa. Yeah, no Tay Miller. That's crazy. Well, it is what it is, man. But we definitely end the year with a great pay-per-view. We definitely did. We definitely did. I'm gonna work on the videos tomorrow, the short clips, the results of World's End, because I gotta get some sleep. But when I wake up in the morning, I'll keep it 100 with y'all. All right. But y'all get in the well, I gotta end the video first. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you're new. And yeah, man. Will I be back? I'll probably definitely gonna go live for New Year's Smash for AEW Dynamite. Definitely going live. So stay tuned for that, because we got to end the year right. So now, am I going to stay up past 11? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see, because like I said, I got to get my sleep. So yeah. But thank you guys for coming on here. I'm going to go ahead and get some sleep. And I'll, like I said, I'll catch y'all in the next live stream next Wednesday. So shout out to Tony Khan, shout out to AEW. And can't wait to see what Bobby gonna say. Can't wait for Bobby's video. Hopefully Bobby would do a review tomorrow along with BCB. And we'll see what they say about AEW. So World's End. So get in the comment box. Make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share if you do. Then I'll catch y'all in the next video, alright? Next live stream, of course. Alright, have a good one. Have a good night.